Hey guys! Hello, how are you? Uh, Thanks for coming to my first solo stream. And actually kind of my almost kind of my first stream. Because I've never streamed on my channel before. But it seemed in my test with my friends that I can do visual novel style games. I'm hoping I can. So let me know how it's going, if my computer is handling it or not. And yeah. Here's the game I'm playing today. I've never played this before. I don't know much about what it's about. I haven't played anything from this company before, but I I really enjoy visual novels from time to time, and I think it was seeming like this is gonna have kind of a like, you know, kind of shoujo manga like story, like setup. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm glad it's running well. Yeah, sorry if I'm kind of stumbling here, because this is my first stream alone, on my own. All right. In any case, yeah, and I think there's a lot of people who are like streaming right now, so there's a lot of competition amongst the Finnish people, so there might not be that many people watching. That's fine. I'm glad you're here, you guys. And we're gonna get started. I really like the music of this game so far and the visuals. I'm not so stoked about dating some men, but that's what you gotta do to play these kinds of games sometimes. Thank you, Malkallian. Let's get started. Let's get into it. All right. Right click. I have to remember that. I've never seen controls like this before. Drag the screen. Right, I turned this to full screen before, but it's not anymore. But that's fine. Okay, so they're asking to do only the prologue and the first 4 chapters. I think I'm gonna do that. If that seems like it's up to date, this information. Yeah. Sorry if I'm like reading something wrong, because that's completely possible. Because I'm bad at reading under pressure. Yeah. Copyright. Oh, sacred vow. Well, we're going with it. In a time of myths and legend, under the mandate of heaven, King Wu overthrew the corrupt King Yu and started the Zhou dynasty of peace and prosperity. Good king created golden script, communicated with the goddess and demons. I'm not gonna be able to read all of this aloud. Hold on. Can I? No. Using the golden script, he carved this vow onto a large bronze vessel, the Ding of Virtue. The vow and the Ding were passed down through generations of kings until it came into the hands of the corrupt King Ping, who broke the vow and lost the Ding. Oh my god, these rhyming names. The secret existence of the golden script then came to light, and the peace and prosperity of the Zhou dynasty started to wane as the lands broke into smaller, warring states. A time of chaos and turmoil had returned as countries prepared for yet another war. Ooh. Oh, nickname. Nickname and name. Okay, so, I don't know. This is like Chinese style, but I'm gonna go with Huhu. And nickname, I think that's like, is that gonna be like the, you know, the, like familiar name? That, or like that kind of thing? I'm not sure. I've watched some, like, what is it, Untamed lately, but that's all I know about this. I think A was like a prefix, so Ahu? Let's go with that. I don't know, man. That's what's happening now. Yes, Ding is the sound of virtue. In a time of legends and a land of wars, the destiny of a great kingdom falls on the shoulders of a young girl. I missed that. But I'm excited. I love these kinds of plots. Yes. Let's see. These are the guys, I think. I can't read any of that. The boys, I think one of these boys is Halla's type. Unless that was the girl, I'm not sure. But I think the blue one is the girl. I don't know. Ooh, he's big. Husbandos, yes. Ooh, look at that. Oh, sorry, my mouse pointer was there. The redhead isn't doing well. Yes, he seemed to be in bad shape. Oh, so what's going on? Okay. Prologue. So it was the first 4 that they asked to keep it to, and the prologue, so we're gonna do that today, I think. And depending on how long they are. Yeah. The darkening skies that foretell the coming of impending rain feel suffocating. Ooh. An island shroud in mist stands in the middle of Lake Tai. At the heart of this island, on an altar, stand 2 banners with faded golden lines. Around them stand a group of motionless priestesses on ground that has been tainted red with blood. Ooh. Before a large rectangle bronze ding, the head priest and head priestess lead a liturgical procession headed by my royal father, He Lu, and all members of his household, including my brothers and I. Ooh. I don't know if my my only comment is ooh. Hello, Isorg. Welcome. Yeah, I really like this style. It's looking really cool. Everyone here is well aware that this autumn's offering ceremony is anything but usual. We will soon be executing the dragon god that our country has worshipped for generations. Wow! Okay, let's go! Let's kill a god. Fu Chai, my third brother, who is standing next to me, keeps shivering with fear. Even though he is a year older than me, his lack of courage is alarming. I clenched the jade fish amulet that Yi Guang lent to me for protection as I steel myself. Also, I'm sorry if I mispronounce the names. I don't know any Chinese. Shi Yi Guang, the son of the head priest and priestess, is currently east of Lake Tai on Tiger Hill, tending to the magical array that is set up there to seal the god. If we fail to execute the dragon god here, we will be able to seal him on Tiger Hill. The Shi family does indeed live up to their reputation for being the most formidable priests and priestesses in the Ng kingdom. I don't know about this pronunciation. Yeah, that escalated quickly. I'm into this. I like this. This is the kind of shit I want to see in my dating games. My father, the king, takes the incense from the head priest and bows reverently to the sacred thing. Even though we are far away from Tiger Hill, we can see the smoke rising from its fiery beacon, a sign that Yi Guang is ready to seal off the god. There is no way for my father to withdraw from this battle. I wonder what's gonna happen to him because I
龙神只能辅助，今日一事，关乎吴国社稷，寡人不能败。
Ooh, the dragon god needs to die. We cannot afford to fail, for if we do, he will obliterate the kingdom of Liege. Yes. A sense of resolution can be seen on my father's expression. I take a deep breath, only to have my senses assaulted by the stench of rotten fish, which makes it hard to breathe. The putrid soil, withered reeds, and the smell of blood. Pull yourself together, Huhu. You are, after all, the royal princess of Liege, I quietly tell myself. Although Yi Guang and I are both 14 years old. Oh! He's already shouldering so many responsibilities while I still have so much room to improve. Princess, yes. The autumn offering ritual is beginning. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna... I think there's gonna be a time skip because I saw some stuff about like what the premise is, and yeah. But we'll see. The priestesses start their ritual chants. Like the smoke from a burning incense, the sound of their chanting drifts away on the wind towards the lake. The head priest and priestess start dancing to the chants. Their long sleeves trail gracefully behind them, like the wings of a white crane taking flight, or the fins of a fish in water. This is my first time seeing the sacred transcending fish dance. I am entranced. Fu Chai gently tugs at my sleeve to make me realize that our two older brothers have already walked forwards, reached into the ding, and are now placing something onto their lips. Oh, it's blood. What? What? Staring at the red viscous liquid in the bronze ding, I feel a sense of dreaded apprehension in the pit of my stomach. I quickly touch some of the blood to my lips. That strange, greasy feeling still lingers on my fingertips. Why is it greasy? We summon the power of heaven to slay the dragon god, to be a shining example of virtue to all mortals. Ah! Together with the crowd, I start to chant the words of our vow with a troubled heart. Can I see the... Hold on. Back to game. Yes. No. Hold on. Was it there? It was there. No, it wasn't there. Slaying a god. What an insane notion. Yes, let's do it. As we chant, bits of golden light float out of my father's body to merge with the golden beam of light that is emitting from the center of the bronze sting. Looking at myself and my 3 older brothers, it seems that we are in the same transcendental state as our father. Brothers is like a word that I have a lot of trouble pronouncing. Greasy blood because of greasy food, maybe. As the head priest and pierced the stands, the banners start to flutter in the wind. The golden beam pierces the dark clouds, breaking them apart to reveal a clear, bright autumn sky. Ooh. A black arrow flies through the sky and lands at my father's feet. Ah! Over 100 black-robed priests surround the altar. The one who appears to be leading them is the previous head priest, Mage Xian. Didn't he defect to another country many years ago?
无耻河驴，竟敢背叛历代巫王和龙神结下的神盟！
Oh, you're shameless, Hilu. I don't know. How dare you betray the dragon god and break the sacred vow that your ancestors have kept with him? Very treacherous. My ancestors and I had been following the righteous way of heaven when the dragon god deceived us. How can we submit to such a demonic monster any longer? I don't know about any of this. I'm just a 14-year-old girl. Without any hesitation, my father draws out his sword. At the altar, the black and white figures intertwine in the chaos to create a third color, red. One by one, young priestesses start falling to the men in the black robes, their beautiful faces and supple bodies breaking into pieces of meat. As blood flows like water into the lake, I can hear rumbling sounds coming from all 4 corners of the lake, like that of a monster leaping out of the water. Oh no! This is the first time that I have ever laid eyes on the dragon god. This gigantic white creature is beautiful yet terrifying. I stand motionlessly, unable to take my gaze off the creature. As I stand before this absolute power, I feel so insignificant. It feels like an offense. I'm caught off guard when the head priestess pulls me away and into the bosoms of my older brothers before calling forth her magical swords of water. They miss me by the skin of my teeth as they fly towards the dragon god and pierce him. Ooh, she's so cool! I wanna date her! Mage Xian shoots us a malicious glare. Today you will taste the divine power of the dragon god. Ooh. Oh. Rip. Hello, Toxima. He gives a long whistle, summoning tall columns of muddy water from the lake. In an instant, they rush at the head priest and my brothers, and all who are there to safeguard us. Mage Xian! My father gives a roar of anguish that resounds in all directions as the phrase, "We failed to kill the dragon god," shrills repeatedly in my ears.
你的子嗣巨王，你死之前 就好好品味品味这等绝望的滋味吧。
Wow. It was like hello? Hello? I don't know. Hello, your sons are all dead. Enjoy this taste of despair and defeat before you die. Oh, I guess they're all dead. Oh no. Oof. The dead bodies of my brothers are suspended by columns of brackish water. A severed dinghy lands at my feet. Which of my brothers did this belong to? Oh no! That's... oof! R.I.P. Yes. I cannot endure it anymore and throw up on the ground. Trying hard to contain her grief, the head priestess calls forth an ice blade that pierces through the sacred ding. Ooh, okay. In my state of semi-consciousness, I hear her call out.
请你还为我令，转战威风。
Spirit of the ding, obey me, capture the dragon. A bright white light emits out of the belly of the ding and transforms into a large, ferocious tiger. Ooh! It pins down the head of the dragon inside the vessel and shatters it into tiny pieces. The terrifying dragon, like a dying fish, lies on the altar, twitching weakly and helplessly. Okay! Good job! Good job! Its colossal body quickly disintegrates, giving off the strong stink of rotten fish.
神君，
My sovereign god! Oh no! No! She was so cute! No! All of a sudden, Mage Xian furiously stabs a short blade into the back of the head priestess, and with that, the white tiger suddenly disappears. No, Tiger MVP, yes, the priestess was the best one. I stare mindlessly at the sacred thing as it gives off its last bit of golden light before absorbing the body of the dragon inside of it. Mage Xian, like a madman, pounces towards it. Oh, I don't think you're gonna survive this, Dad. From behind Mei Qian, my father cuts his head off cleanly with a blow of his sword. Or does he? Before my eyes, fresh red blood trails from the severed head as it lets out a hideous laugh. How? How?
背叛者的血脉，
The descendants of the betrayer will be cast out. This evil deed that you've done today will be avenged 1,000 times over.
国破家亡。
Your nation will crumble. Families will be torn apart. Everything you treasure will be turned to ash. Saying this, Mage Xian's head explodes. Droplets of his blood turn to blades as they fly at me. Oh. My mind goes blank. The blaze of blood fall short, less than a few inches away, as I unconsciously clutch the amulet with only one name on my lips. Yes, I guess it's magic. Yi Guang. Was it the guy who was sealing the... Oh, my. Lone survivor, I guess. I'm now the only child of the family alive. Hmm.
少君，
Ooh. Is this the first boy? Or is this... I don't know what's going on. Chen Feng, is that you?
少君，您刚刚
Or
一直在意。
Yeah, okay. My liege, you were talking in your sleep again. My chest. The sacred seal that is on my chest is hurting terribly again. Sacred seal? Yeah, childhood friend. It hurts to the point that I can't even cry out. With trembling hands, I search for the thing that I need so desperately. Where is it? Where could it be?
少君，鱼在这里。
My liege, the jade fish is over here. Sacred Norpa. Ah, that's. Oh, I wish it was. Yes. Saima. What is it? Saima ringed seal. Phew. I press the amulet to my chest as its icy coldness slowly eases the pain until it completely fades away. The pain is now replaced by a feeling of intense abhorrence. This vile sacred seal on my chest is proof of my detestable connection to the dragon god. Huh. Even now, with that monster sealed up on Tiger Hill, the vow that puts me in this situation has yet to be broken. This torturous pain that flares up whenever and wherever has caused me a lot of misery.
还未到5个。
The fifth watch has yet to arrive. When my loyal guard sees my pale and exhausted expression, he gently continues to wipe away my cold sweat. Ah, that's very friendly of you, my subject. Although he and I are long used to these situations, what feels really out of place is the dream that I just had. Harry Potter? What? It felt so real. We just dreamed about the incident that happened 5 years ago. So is Fuchai my like fake king name?
我在这里陪着你。
I am here with you. Oh right, Scar hurts. I get it now. I give a bitter laugh. Chen Feng's loyalty is unquestionable, but we both know that this burden is mine alone to bear. Chen Feng, do you think that there is a problem with the seal? Could that be why the former king and our older siblings have entered our dreams, urging us to break the sacred vow as soon as possible? Ooh, I like that. I like that there, this main character is speaking in like the third person.
只是因为先王忌日将近。
What is it? What is Moniko in English? But it's cool. I like that. The only reason why we're having this dream is because the death anniversary of our former king is drawing nearer. Yeah, plural. Yeah. I have trouble remembering these words, even though I shouldn't, because I'm a language student. Or professional. Rather. Yes. The death anniversary. Yeah, that's the only reason, I'm sure. Is that so?
施加咒力强大。
Just take the jade fish, for example. If the amulet made by the Shi clan is still effective against the sacred seal on your chest, then should not the seal that was made with the blood, sweat, and tears of the entire clan be even more effective? Blood, sweat, and tears. Haha. Flesh and blood is more like it. Now help us bathe and change our clothes.
少君，
My liege, I think it might be better for you to take a break today, as you were quite distressed by what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday? Are you saying that we are unable to handle that pesky envoy from Qi?
陈峰不敢。
Chen Feng would not dare change our clothes. Oh my. Chen Feng assists me as I walk up to the throne. Luckily the curtains are closed, so no one can see how helpless their king is. Prime Minister, tell us, what is on today's agenda? Qi, okay, yeah. Prime Minister?
启禀大王，武相国今日并未上朝。
Ooh. Your Majesty, Prime Minister Wu is not in court today. Is he ill?
不像我昨日还精神奕奕。
Yesterday, Prime Minister Wu was full of vigor as he debated with me. What kind of illness could he possibly have today? A ball pea. That's a cool name. I'm gonna drink some coffee. Just a moment. Yeah, murder is one possibility. That illness can be quite quick to work. Yes. Then does Minister Bo know the reason of the Prime Minister's absence?
这个
This I do not
臣
know.
不知。
Are you sure about that? Other than the death anniversary of his father and brothers, Wu Zixu has never missed a day of court. I'm sorry, I have trouble pronouncing these sounds. He comes in early every day to organize his reports and documents. That is why the other ministers have taken to calling him Prime Minister of the Fourth Watch behind his back. I don't get that. But now it is already near the end of the Fifth Watch. Ah, right, that's the time. Bye, Otoxinma. I look towards Chenfeng. He nods his head in acknowledgement and quietly takes his leave. Huh? If you can lose your prime minister in your kingdom's capital, then it is no wonder why you can't find our low-ranking officer. Huh?
公孙乙，
How
你
dare
区
you
区一个
intrude
齐
on
国
the
使
court of
臣，怎能随意闯进吴国朝堂？
Your message was blocked, Halla, but I think I'm gonna allow it. It was blocked for being aggressive.
是你们大王允诺，我可
It
在姑
was
苏
your
城内外
king who
寻
had
找我
agreed
国失
to
踪的
let
随
me
臣。
search for my kingdom's missing officer in Gusu City. Oh my god, I'm already having
难道
trouble
您这
following
蜈
this.
蚣不在姑苏城内吗？
Your Majesty, Majesty, isn't your court within Gusu City? Yes, yes. Rude minister.
巧言令色。
Well, aren't you eloquent? We understand that you have your duties to carry out, and that is why we have already sent our guards to search outside the city and the surrounding villages, so please do not worry.
大王休要用这话打发我。
Your Majesty, you're only saying that to dismiss me, yes? Yes?
史官明明就是在虎丘
Our
山下遭遇
archival
百
officer
人失踪
obviously
的，
encountered some
为何不
evil
准我等上山
happenstance
寻
when
人？
he passed Tiger Hill, so why will you not let me search for him up there? So that's the place where the one guy went to be ready to seal the dragon god, I think.
虎丘乃是吴
The grave
国
of the
先
former
王
king
陵
of
墓，
is
岂
up
能容
on
你们
Tiger
这些
Hill.
外
How
人
can
造
we let
次？
an outsider like yourself disturb it?
既然是陵墓重地，怎么还会遇
How
上蒙
would
面
he
歹
have
徒呢？
encountered bandits if that is such an important place to your kingdom? Well,
少来咄咄逼人。
I'm glad I don't have
礼
to
道何存？
deal with this. I have my people to do this for me because stop being so persistent and be mindful of your manners. You're talking in front of the king, you know.
怕是你们吴国失
I'm
礼在
afraid that
先。
it was the kingdom of that first drew blood. Really?
我公
It is my
诚心诚
sincerest
意
wish that
要
the
与吴
kingdom
国
of
结为兄弟
and
之邦，
Qi
才来与大王
become
商议联
close
姻之
allies,
事。
and that was why I approached your majesty on the topic of marriage. No!
没想到大
Political
王
marriage.
模棱两可，
Wait,
就这么一
or
天天吊着。
actually not no, because yeah, maybe people don't know you're joking, Halla. It's easier if you're speaking with your voice, but I don't know. It might come off as aggressive. I've I've been chatting some stuff that I think people might have taken as aggressive because I'm not used to being in like text chat on streams. I need to watch out for that. Yeah. I did not think that Your Majesty would be so non-committal in giving us a simple yes or no answer to the marriage proposal. So yeah, if that's... Would I be marrying a girl because I would like to do that? And now, Your Majesty is hindering our search to save lives by brushing us off with excuses. How can we possibly ally ourselves with the kingdom of Liege?
其实，再三
The
施
envoy
礼于大
of
王
Qi
的
has been
辱，
repeatedly
大
rude
王
to Your
还
Majesty
要
and the
忍到
kingdom
什
of
么时候
Nengi. How long is Your Majesty going to endure this mistreatment? Gongsun-ji, are you threatening us?
不敢。
I would not
只是
dare.
心中存
I
疑，
hope you understand
还望
that I
大
am
王
still
解
very
惑。
anxious. Yeah, sure. We also hope that you understand that when the envoys of Qi were granted an audience, we had no knowledge of the aforementioned archival officer. Yeah. I'm not trying to make fun of the name of the kingdom. Like it's funny in English, but yeah, I just don't know how to pronounce it properly. Who's the archival officer? Please help me, someone. I sent my servant away and now I'm like just, yeah, I don't know. And now you would slight your kingdom's ally just to look for someone as insignificant as him. Hahaha, how dare. We have treated you and your men as distinguished guests, fed you the same food that we eat, and have even ignored the fact that you have intruded on our court. Yet you scorn and humiliate us in front of all our ministers and officers. How dare you, Gongsun-yi? Ooh. Before I can finish my sentence, everyone in the room has their hands on the hilt of their swords. Gongsun-yi and his men take a few steps back in alarm. Gongsun-yi recollects himself and bows to me with a hand-on-hand salute.
是外臣失礼了。
It is I, the foreign envoy, who was rude. Yeah, damn right.
失踪使官
The
乃我
missing
侍教，
officer is a family friend, so I hope that Your Majesty would be gracious enough to forgive me for taking things too far.
然而，
Besides,
联姻
if
事
I
关
were
两
to
国邦
fail
交，
in the
若不
mission
能完成
that
我
my
公交
liege
代给
has
我的
given
任
to
务，
me
还要让
of
我
the
公蒙羞，
joining our two kingdoms
真不
through
如以
marriage,
死谢
then
罪。
I would be grateful for the death sentence you would order on me for being discourteous to you. Ooh. Ah, okay. I mean, I can't really help you there. I don't think. Fine. It is only natural that your heart would be troubled when such situations arise. Just when the ministers are about to protest in anger, I raise my hand to stop them. It is pointless to allow this argument to become personal, and for us to become the laughingstock of the kingdom. Mr. Gongsun, in admiration for your loyalty, we will let you off this one time, but next time we hope that you will be more discerning over what is more important.
多谢大王。
Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Yes, thank you. Actually, it is not that we are unwilling to marry your kingdom's princess, nor are we trying to make things difficult for you. Yeah, I would like to marry that princess. It has yet to be 3 years since the former king died, and we had hoped to review the marriage proposal after his approaching death anniversary. Is it... So, are we like 17 now or what? I don't know. Please rest at the guest house for the next 2 days while we personally go to Tiger Hill to find your missing officer. Ooh.
既然吴王承诺，万
Since your
青回去
majesty
便是。
has made this promise with
但
me,
2
I
日
will
后
wait for
若还不能见
your
到
good
人，
news. But if in 2 days you are
不得
still
不亲自
unable
上山
to
寻人了。
find my missing officer, I will have to go to Tiger Hill to personally look for him myself. Did you not listen to me when I said that you could, like, yeah, you cannot do that, dude. Men, send Mr. Gongsun back to the guest house and attend to his every need and make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid, please. I heave a sigh of relief as I see Gongsun Yi leave. My body crumbles involuntarily where I sit. A pair of familiar hands steady me as a calm voice drifts to my ears.
上朝前，有白衣侍童拜访相国府。
Before the court was
之后相国
called to
便随他
session,
匆匆
an
至朝。
attendant in white paid a visit to the prime minister. After that, the prime minister had rushed out of the city. Oh. In white, could it be someone from the temple on Tiger Hill?
相国确实是向
The
城北
prime
而去。
minister had indeed headed north. Ooh. Are we going there? For the envoy of Qi to cause such an uproar over such a lowly official, we are afraid that there is more than meets the eye to this simple diplomatic relationship. Could it be? Could it be? Chen Feng, bring us back to our chamber to change our clothes. We want to look for the Prime Minister personally.
No.
Understood.
少君的中衣都已湿透，还是留
My
在宫里
liege,
歇
your
息为好。
clothes are soaked in sweat. Please rest in the palace instead. No, no. Let me out. If our clothes are wet, then all we need to do is change into dry ones. Yes. Disobey the servant. Or whatever he is. He's I don't know. He's a subject. At least. Help us change our clothes. Wow. I spread my arms in front of the mirror to reveal a pale, thin body with hard lines and scars from years of practicing martial arts. Nice! And I guess also the blue one wasn't the main character. It's like a boy. Probably. Yet I have the soft breasts of a woman. Boob, yes! This is the kind of story that I like to see in like shoujo manga. Ooh, cool. Look, this body has long been ruined beyond recognition. There isn't an ounce of womanly features left. Are you kidding? Dude. I'm neither a princess nor a king. I am a monster. Oh no. Baby! No, you're both a princess and a king. You're the best.
吴国有了少君，才得以延续。
It is only because the kingdom of Ng has a liege that we can continue to exist. Is that so? Then why do I have to be humiliated like I was today and keep wasting my energy on Gongsun Yi? Yeah, where are the scars? There's like nothing here to show what was described in the text. Only a man can continue the family name. Then you have to pretend to be a man. That's too bad. As long as I keep pretending to be a man, the kingdom of Ng can continue on for generations to come. And the other kingdoms would not dare trample on mine.
少君为王，不逊色于世间任何男儿。
My liege, as the king, you are not inferior to any man on earth. Yeah! Good boy. Really? Maybe so. but people are superficial and would rather have a monster than a woman as their king. My
少
liege,
君何故这么
why do
轻
you
贱自己？
despise yourself so? Myself. I no longer have a sense of self. Perhaps we will need to take a wife and have sons in a few months' time. Haha. But I wanna take a wife! Please! But I have to. Yeah, I have to date these boys, I guess. They're fine, probably. Chen Feng, do you think that the sacred seal on my chest has changed a bit of its color? Have you been looking at my chest? Chen Feng? Do you like to look at my chest?
没有细看过。
I have never looked carefully at it. Correct answer. Probably. Forget it. Once it turns completely black, our death will be imminent.
使臣们已从各地寻来神器，
These
积少成多，
envoys have
定能
already
破除神
acquired a few sacred artifacts from their various places. Soon we'll be able to break the sacred vow. Those are fakes, just like us. Please have some confidence in yourself, please.
大王，
Ooh, Your Majesty. What is it?
相国派人送的信来。
The Prime Minister has sent you a message. I do wonder if the Prime Minister is one of the boys. I would think so. Chen Feng quickly steps out of the room, only to return with a tightly rolled up piece of cloth. Read.
寂渺生变，速
There
来
is
虎
a
丘。
change at the temple. Come quickly to Tiger Hill. Yes, let's go. The Prime Minister has good foresight. He knew that we would go search for him.
恳请少君多保重。
Please be
派陈峰
cautious,
去见
my
相国
liege,
吧。
and send me to the Prime Minister in your stead. No! This is urgent. Prepare the carriage. Yes, we're going ourselves. The late coming spring grows grasses and trees lusciously green. Overhead, the orioles sing. I don't know what that is. Well, winsome villagers tender shoots bring. I cannot admire this beautiful scenery before me. Even though Chen Feng did not prevent me from leaving the palace, I take a revitalizing pill just to be safe. The bitter taste that fills my mouth serves as a constant reminder that I need to protect this broken body. Singing Oreos. Yeah. Suddenly, Chen Feng clutches the hilt of his sword. What is it, Chen Feng? What do your anime boy eyes see? What is wrong?
守灵人的屋子内
There are
围着
soldiers
士兵，
surrounding the caretaker's hut. Is it that guy? Let's take a look.
大王，
Your Majesty, has something happened over here?
武相国令我们在此看管守灵
Prime
人弓箭，
Minister Wu
他是杀人
has
嫌犯。
ordered us to watch over the prisoner here in the caretaker's hut. He's suspected of murder. Is that gonna be one of the boys? I wonder. Murder! Murder means that someone is dead. No! For Wu Zixu to be so anxious, could the victim be the missing archival officer from the kingdom of Qi? Or... As I push aside the soldier to go into the caretaker's hut, I hear a loud cry come from within.
是谁？
Who is it? Hearing the familiar voice, my mind, foggy from the medication, suddenly becomes clear. Kuhan keittäjä, I see. Cool. I cannot go in as the king of Nge.
相国有令，不准和
The
任何人
Prime
交谈。
Minister has ordered that the prisoner not be allowed to talk to anyone.
任何人？
Aren't
难
you
道兵大
someone
哥
then,
你
Mr.
不是
Soldier?
吗？他娘的！
Shut up! Ooh. I hear the muffled sound of a heavy force hitting soft flesh. Stop. Everything goes silent inside the house. Although I do not want to rush headfirst into things, I cannot sit idly by and do nothing, right? Yeah, it did sound like a pretty boy voice. Until we have all the details, no one is to treat the suspect so harshly.
No.
The sound of galloping horses grows louder and louder behind me. Ooh, is that the... I turn around to see a pair of fierce, majestic eyes looking right at me. A white-haired man reins in his horse and looks down at me from its back. Don't look down on me. Prime Minister. Yeah, it's him. Wu Zihu greets me casually with a hand-on-hand salute. He takes a slanted sidelong glance at the crude stone house where Gojian is being held.
都到这时候了，少君还有心顾
Is
念
this
那只
the
白眼狼
appropriate
吗？
time for you to concern yourself with that vicious ingrate, my liege? You heard us. Gojian is still the king of Yue after all. Let's not go overboard. Is that the prisoner?
他既已入吾为
He lost
奴
the，war to
就应该
Liege
安守
and
本分。
entered our kingdom as a slave. He should be treated like one. Okay, I don't think I like you very much, Wu. Wu Zichu hardens his expression and throws me unceremoniously onto the back of his horse. Hey, what? Prime Minister!
陈峰，跟上！
Chen Feng, follow me. That's so rude! That's not how you treat your king. Wu Zichu starts out in a gallop as he heads to the temple at the top of the hill. He stretches out his thick arms to hold me firmly by the waist, without the slightest intention of slowing down. Although he has always done as he likes, he would never let me come to any harm. I hope not! I secretly let out a sigh as I lean my body up against his. The faint, disgusting stink of rotten fish wafts by. Ooh. I noticed then that Wu Zichu's hand is stained with dried blood. What happened here? Are you hurt?
这是大柱的血，
This is the blood of the head priest. Is that the reason why you left the city at dawn today?
大柱派人通知臣，有几位黑衣
The
覆
head
面的
priest
贼人
sent
闯入了
word to
祭庙
me
禁
that
地，
men dressed in black
臣不得已
had
先
snuck
行
into
赶
the
往祭庙，
forbidden temple.
没
I
能及
needed
时告
to
知
rush
少君。
there and did not have time to inform you, my liege. Men dressed in black? Could it be?
正是诬
They
陷
are
一
the
党的余孽。
survivors of the followers,
5年
once
前，
led by
先
Mage
王和
Shan.
臣将吴国
5
各地的
years
龙
ago,
神
the
信徒
former
剿
king
灭
and
殆尽。
I exterminated
已经很
all
久
the
没听到
followers
他
of
们
the
的消息。
dragon god here in Liege. It has been a long while since I have last heard about any of them. So is it more than 5 years ago that the thing happened? I wonder. Or is it the 3 years?
如今，他们竟敢大摇
Since
大
they
摆地
had
侵
the
入虎
audacity
丘
to
禁地，
enter the Forbidden Temple
恐
on
怕
Tiger Hill,
是
they
为了被
probably
封印在内
came
的
for
龙
the
神而
dragon
来。
god who is sealed there. How did the intruders get past the guards on Tiger Hill and into the Forbidden Temple? What did the head priest say?
臣还在调查，大
I'm
柱他
still
受伤了，
investigating it. The head priest is injured. But not dead? I feel a sharp pain in my chest as I recall the aftermath of the failed attempt to execute the dragon god, as well as the nightmare that I had this morning. Yeah, have fun, Halla. Thanks for coming. The smell of blood is getting stronger as we get closer to the temple. Lying in front of the temple gates next to some trees are 2 corpses covered in hay. Sorry. Chen Feng parts the hay to look underneath it. One of the men is dressed all in black, the other is just another warrior. The tattoos on the face of the man in black look almost identical to the sacred seal on my chest.
少君，
Oh my god, it's the pretty boy. My liege. An elegant and delicate-looking youth steps out of the temple. It is the head priest, Cheng Dan. The linen that is wrapped around his wrist shows traces of blood. Oh my god. How old is he? He notices all the direction of my gaze.
小少，
It is nothing serious. I'm sorry to have worried you, my liege. Where is the centurion who was on duty last night? We need to punish him for neglecting his duties.
那群歹人是龙神信徒，善用
It
妖
would
法，
have been difficult for the guards to suspect a
也
thing.
难怪
The
是万
invaders
人没
were
有察觉。
followers of the dragon god. They came in the middle of the night in a group and used magic to infiltrate Tiger Hill. There's a lot of plot in this. Like, am I gonna get to date the boys or what? A group?
有3个。
There were 3 of them.
凌晨时，
I heard a
我听到
scream
庙外
before
传来
dawn
一声
broke,
凄厉尖叫
and，fearing that some
怕是什么
kind
鬼
of
未
evil
知
was afoot,
便亲自
went
出来
out to
查看。
investigate for myself.
没想到看到3位黑衣人在围攻一位少年和
It
一
was
位
then
武
that
士。
I saw 3 men dressed in black assaulting a teenager and the warrior. Huh? Was it the warrior lying over there?
正是。武士当
Yes,
时为保
that
护少
warrior
年
had been
已经
fatally
受了致
wounded
命
while
伤，
trying to protect the
但人们听到
teenager.
动静就要逃跑，
Hearing the
被我拦住。
commotion, the invaders attempted to escape, but I stopped them. Even if you can use magic, the odds of winning 3 against 1, especially with hostages to consider, are not good.
少君教训的是，
You have a
只
point,
是
my liege, but at that
当时也没
time,
想到
I wasn't thinking clearly.
当我击杀了
It was
其中一
only
个，
after
才
I'd
发现他
killed
们的
one
来
of,
头。
killed one of them that I
本打算
discovered
留个
who
活口，
they were. I
反倒
wanted
被他们
to
钻了
leave
空子。
one alive, but they managed to find an opening.
剩下2个人
The other 2
带着那
took
少
the
年逃跑了。
teenager and escaped. What? What is this teenager?
大柱说那2
The
人
head
都受了
priest
伤，
said that
其
the
中一个
2
伤了
who
腹部，
escaped were
还比较
injured.
重。
I have
臣
already
已经
sent
派人去
people
追
to
寻他们
track
的踪
them
迹。
down.
相国想得周到，这等血
Prime
腥之
Minister
事，
Wu
我
is
不想
very,
惊扰
very
少君，
shrewd.
才
I
派
did
人
not
找来
want
了
to
相国。
disturb my liege
没
with
想到相国
such
给我说了齐国使团失
sanguinary
踪的事。
matters, and so I approached him instead. I was surprised when he told me about the missing archival officer from Key. Interesting.
那武士的打扮
The
与
warrior's
吴国士
clothing
兵
is
的不
different
同。
from that of
Chen
the
妄自
Nungu
揣测，
armies. I
被挟
believe
持
the
的少
kidnapped
年
teen-
便是昨
teenager
日
is the
失踪的
missing
齐国使
officer,
官，
and this warrior
武
was his
士
bodyguard.
是他的护卫。
Teenage officer. Interesting. I carefully examined the warrior's armor to find that it is as Wu Jihyu said. Sis, I have to admit his powers of observation and deduction are very keen. Because he can tell that the armor is different from domestic armor. I mean, you would think that he could. These people must be the villains that Gong Sun Ji spoke of. Leaving aside the reason why they would kidnap someone from Qi, if they are trying to infiltrate the Forbidden Temple, they must be attempting to undo the spell that has sealed the Dragon God.
我查看过陵墓附近，倒没
I
有什么异
searched
状。
around the mausoleum and found nothing suspicious. We would still feel better if we could see it for ourselves. Prime Minister, we want you to chase down the 2 intruders and rescue the archival officer.
臣会亲自去寻。
Yes, you will. Chen Feng, we want you to help the Prime Minister.
诺，
Understood. Prime Minister, when you get back, we would like more details on why you think the King of Yue murdered someone.
诺，
Understood. Oh, there is a clear pond behind my royal father, Holu's dedicated hall. Beside the pond is the hidden entrance to where the dragon god is sealed. Looking at the sacred seal engraved on the stone tablet surrounding the pond, I involuntarily clutched the clothes covering my chest. Right. The beautiful and magnificent pattern depicts all the endless dark abyss that has swallowed up the countless souls of Nugus kings. I too am one step away from that abyss. Oh, that's sad.
剑池没有入侵痕迹，又需
There
上
are
军
no
后协
signs
力
that
才能
anyone
开
has
启。
entered the
逆
sword
贼就算
pond.
进到这
It
里，
takes the
也只能干瞪眼。
two of us to open it after all. So even if the invaders had come here, they would not have been able to get in. We know that you have always been a cautious person, and so we are not worried about what happened outside of the sword pond, but also over the chief. Not just worried about what happened, but also over the chief's culprit who is locked up inside.
查验风阵
I
总是妥
agree.
当
I
些，
humbly ask my liege,
还请少君
please
仔细
offer some of your blood. Oh no. Blood time. I make a small cut on my finger with a dagger and press the bloodied tip against the seal engraved at the entrance. The same seal at the bottom of the pond starts to give off a faint red light. Cheng Dan casts a spell that magically drains the pond. Ooh. Secret path! When the seal turns completely red, the bottom of the stone pond transforms into two doors that slide apart to reveal a flight of steps leading downwards. I take a deep breath and smell the faint stink of rotten fish. I am unsure if the smell is coming from the outside of the temple or from the memory of the terrible experience that happened 5 years ago. Ooh! We follow the steps down and enter a spacious hall at the bottom. This is a naturally formed cave. In the middle is an altar that was carved out of the cave itself. The walls are covered with spells that glow a faint fluorescent blue. 3,000 sacred swords that give off a cold blue light are staked into the ground around the altar in a tight formation. In the middle of the altar sits a large bronze vessel, the Ding of Virtue. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This brings to mind the nightmare from earlier on. It makes the image of the dragon having its head crushed in the square vessel seem all too real.
自从5年前德鼎封了龙神精环后，就一直散发着怨恨之
Ever
气。
since the dragon god was
加上
sealed
池底
here
阴寒，
5 years ago.
少
Okay,
君
so
不
it
能
was
在这
5
里耽
years
搁太
ago,
久。
so we're like 19? That's good. Its resentment and hatred has infested the atmosphere to a great extent. Such a chilling air is not good for you, my liege, and you should not linger here too long. Sure. We just want to take a look before we leave.
那我来为少君引路。
I understand. I will lead the way. I like his clothes, but he looks way too young. I don't want to date someone that young. Cheng Dan writes a spell in the air. The swords that were staked into the ground around the altar part to form a very narrow pathway. I approach the square ding and stroke it softly. Stroking the square ding. No. Not only does the ding hold the resentment and hatred of the dragon god, it also holds that of my own feelings and those who have died. The resentment, I guess. I walk halfway around the ding and am suddenly struck by something unusual on its surface. Head priest, can the ding be damaged by outside forces? Ah, yeah, I'm sure that it was nothing, the dream was
历经
nothing,
100年依然如
says,
新。
what was it,
不会轻易
Chen
破碎。
something. The Ding of Virtue was made from the sacred text and was created when the Emperor of Zhou Zoo and the heavenly gods formed their pact. It is protected by godlike powers and cannot be damaged. Look over here, dude.
这是
This is. We both turned pale as we touched the crack on the ding. Although it is a very thin crack, it spans the entire belly of the ding, and its edges are turning black. Your nation will crumble, families will be torn apart, everything you treasure will turn to ash and dust. Oh, is it like the curse? The dude was dying, and he said something like that. Oof.
少君，
My liege! This is not good, head priest. The sacred seal on our chest was acting up again this morning.
难怪少君起色不佳。
No wonder you look so pale, my liege. If it hadn't been for that, we would not have come to the bottom of this pond. The followers of the dragon god are active right now, and this crack. Head priest, is the dragon god going to break free? Cheng Dan clutches my cold, clammy hands tightly. An unfamiliar, terrifying stillness descends upon us.
少君莫要吓唬自己。封
My
神阵
liege, you are
本来就是
scaring
权宜之
yourself.
计
The， sealing spell that
靠
was
得定神力
originally
为
cast
之，
upon the dragon god
经年累月
had borrowed
得丁
its
肯定
power
有所
from the
损耗。
thing itself, but it was only a means to an end. As the years pass, it is to be expected that the ding is now worse for wear.
我们只要抓紧时
We
间，
only need to make the
找到
best
能诛灭
use
龙
of
神
our
金库的
time
神器
and，find a sacred
大地
artifact that will
也就能
exterminate
功
the
成
soul
身退。
of the dragon god. Then the sacred ding will be good as new. Sure, I'm sure that it's gonna be just fine. For the past 5 years, the former king and us have tirelessly searched for such an artifact, but have yet to find neither hide nor hair of one.
这座德鼎也是先王屡次伐楚，
Even
流
this
了多
thing
少
has
血，
survived
破了
much
多少仇，
bloodshed and
千辛万苦
sacrifice.
才
The
从楚
former
国国都
king
寻
faced
来的。
innumerable hardships and perils to take it from the capital of Chu.
神器如果都那么容易被
If
找
a
到，
sacred artifact
叫
is
神器
so
吗？
easily found, can it still be called a sacred artifact? For the entirety of his life, the former king thought of nothing but of how to execute the dragon god, and he fought bloody battles to break the sacred vow. Oh, thank you for the. It's a follow, right? I changed the text on the notification, and that's, yeah, I don't know. It might not have been a good idea because I think tervetuloa was follow. Anyway, welcome. How can we forget his unfulfilled wish so easily? Yeah, we wanna kill the god. Let's do it. I tenderly stroke the crack as my father's final moments come to mind all too vividly. Okay, let's see how he died. Jishu, our 3 sons were killed by the dragon god at Lake Tai. Huhu is the only one left. Oops, sorry. For the past 2 years, she has borrowed her third brother's name, Fu Chai, and has been taught by you. Now that the sacred seal has also been passed on to her, and our life is coming to an end, the survival of the kingdom of Liege will now depend on you. If she can successfully ascend the throne, then you are to hold a secret wedding ceremony for her immediately. Ooh. We cannot stop looking for a sacred artifact that will break the sacred vow or allow our bloodline to come to an end. Oh no. So we have to break the sacred vow that was made with the dragon god. This is a really plot heavy visual novel. It seems like it's fine, but there's a lot for me to read, and we haven't even seen all of the boys yet. But I think it's really interesting. I like the setting and I like the characters, and yeah. The style is really good. The dragon god deceived our ancestors, and since then, every generation of kings has paid the price with their bodies and souls. But some people believe that as long as they satisfy the dragon god, they will be able to live on in peace and prosperity. They are too naive. I don't know about this. This is like the familiar name that I gave the character, but yeah. Huhu, you are the only one who can inherit our will. Huhu will help you to remove all the obstacles in your way. Was this the Prime Minister? I'm not sure. Remember, only by using our own blood can we take back our rightful destiny, and thus call it the righteous way of heaven. Forget not your revenge, and swear to break this sacred vow. Yeah, revenge, yes. We will forget not our revenge, and we swear to break this sacred vow. No matter what, we cannot let the dragon god escape and become a blight on the people of this kingdom.
我明白，但我曾给你一言，
I understand.
欲速
But haste makes
则不达。
waste.
施家
The Shi
曾是
clan
吴越
was
第
the
一，
most powerful
倾尽
clan of
全族
mages
之
in
力，
all of
在缅
Liege
将封
and
印住
Yue.
龙神的精华
And。even then, it took the lives of
我
the
们更要谨慎
entire
小心
clan
才
to
是。
seal the soul of the dragon god. Oh no. We must be even more vigilant. Yikes. So even if we worry ourselves to death over this whole affair, it will be all for naught?
虽然急，却到不了
Even
那
if
个
it
地步。
is urgent, we still have some more time. We do not need to drive ourselves to our aforementioned deaths. This is the head priest, but he looks like he's like 12 or something. Zheng Dan raises his eyebrows as his facial features finally relax. I don't know if he is trying to reassure me or if he is confident that everything will be well. We will persist in looking for a sacred artifact while we continue to rely on you to stabilize the sealing spell.
诺，
Understood.
不过，
But
希
I
望少
hope
君
that
还
my
答应
liege
我
will
一件
promise
事。
me one thing. What is it, pretty boy?
尽量少叹
Ooh.
气，叹气呢，
Do try your
会将运
best
气吹跑
to
的。
sigh as little as possible. Sighing will just cause your luck to run out faster. I don't get this. Like, I've never understood about like, stop sighing. It's bad. It's bad luck or something. That's stupid. Sighing feels good. It's a relief. Cheng Dan puts a finger to the corner of his lips as he gives me a sly smile. I can't help but nod my head. Sure. I keep feeling a sharp stabbing pain in my chest and wonder if it is because of the cold that I feel from being at the bottom of the pond. Yeah, of course the main character has to be frail
Xiaojun,
and sickly.
大柱，
My liege, head priest, where are we now? Have you found him?
臣与陈峰分头行动，山北没有发
Shen
现。
Feng and I went our
臣
separate
已
ways
经
to
派人增
search,
援陈峰
but。I could not find anything in the hills to the north, so I sent Shen Feng to some reinforcement. We were looking for some, like, escaped murderers and criminals and kidnappers.
相国，
Prime
等少君
Minister,
坐下来再说
please
吧。
wait until my liege has
他在
taken a
剑池
seat
里受
before
寒。
continuing.
来人，
Stop
给
it!
少君端碗热汤来。
Men, give our liege a hot bowl of soup.
少君，
Thanks,
你
Dan.
们在池底耽搁了那么久，
My
是不是
liege,
出了
you
什
were
么
at
事
the？bottom of the pond for so long. Has something happened? Yeah? There is a long crack on the sacred thing. We don't know if it is the doing of the dragon god's followers or if the sealing spell is wearing out.
臣以为 剑持于德鼎
It
难
would
破
be，hard to get
仅
Ding
凭3个信
through
徒还不足以
to
成
the
事。
Ding through the sword pond with just 3 followers. Is the Prime Minister trying to suggest that Dragon God's followers did not come here to break the sealing spell?
我同意相国所言，
I agree with the Prime
附正
Minister.
礼仪秘密
Why
行事
would，they kidnap
又何必
someone
绑架
from
其
Qi
人，
and
惹出
cause
那么大的
such a
动静？
commotion when the way to break the spell is known to be a secret?
啊，莫非
Unless
绑
their
架齐国史官
real goal was to
才是
kidnap
信
the
徒的目的？
archival officer?
有可能，先王当年曾
That
捕
is
杀
a
信徒，
possibility.
捣毁龙神庙，
They must still
仅存的
resent
余
us
孽
for
肯
executing
定对
their
既无恨
followers
之
and
入，
burning down their
绑架
temples.
齐
Well,
国史官，
they
或
would,
许是为了
but
报
they
复。
also murdered us. So I guess, I don't know. Hate breeds hate. Kidnapping the archival officer was probably their way of taking revenge. Wouldn't it be easier to assassinate us instead?
虽然直接，
You are right,
却不
but
是
it
最
would
有效
not
的方
be
式。
the most effective way. Really? Wu Zixu raises, yeah, it was him who made the promise to the late king. Raises his eyes, I think, to look at me, expecting me to infer what he means by the most effective way. After pondering over it for a while, the cold that the hot soup had rid of me is slowly starting to creep up from my feet. Taking someone from Qi hostage and forcing us to open the way to the sword pond would enable the dragon god to escape, which would destroy Gusu immediately.
如果胁迫不成，
If
也
we
可杀
refuse
掉
to
骑
meet
士，
their
破坏
demands,
齐
they
无
may
联盟。
still kill the
齐
victim
军夫
and
人
cause
是
a
鲁国
break
人，
in
若再与
diplomatic
晋国联合，
relations between
对吴国
Liege
将是个
and
大威胁。
Qi. Ay. What a malicious plan! We want you to find the traitors, even if you have to dig 6 feet under to do it. The spilled blood of my father and brothers must be repaid with blood. Well, I mean, if you have your whole family killed in front of you, I think that's how you would feel. Wu Zixu and Zheng Dan raise their hands to make a pledge when suddenly the doors are pushed open as Chen Feng hurries in.
少君，在
My
庙内
liege,
何
I
处
have
发
found
现寻人
traces
踪
of
迹？
the insurgents on the south side of the temple, around the Crane Stream. Let's go. Good. We will personally go and cut off their heads. Oh!
少君，你的身体
My liege, your health. We are fine. But to be on the safe side, we would like to rely on you to safeguard the temple.
诺。
Understood. Hey, thank you, Rollin! Yay! From a quiet spring flows forth a tranquil stream. A few white cranes breathe leisurely by its side. Gazing at this peaceful scenery, one might not think of the bloodshed that had happened here just a night ago. I'm checking. Yes, good. So we're, in case there's new people, we're playing My Vow to My Liege, and we have met like, what, 3 boys out of maybe 5 or something, and it's really plot heavy. Our whole family has been murdered. We're a girl who has to be a king because there's no heir to the family, and there's been a murder at the temple and a kidnapping. Yes. And we're looking for the criminals now. From a... Yeah, I just read this. Yes.
少君，
My
看那里。
liege, look over there.
这血迹还相当新，
The trail of
十有
blood
八
is
九
fairly fresh.
是余孽留下的。
It is highly possible that it was left by the insurgents. How ingenious of them to use the stream to escape. Any traces of them would be washed away. How ingenious. Very, very, very ingenious.
虎丘不大， 山下有
Tiger
手
Hill
臂，
isn't a big
现
place,
在还有满
and
山的
there
人
are
在搜寻。
soldiers stationed at the
躲到山林里
foot
很
of
不明
it.
智，
Right now, this hill is crawling with people, so it would be very unwise of them to try to hide in the forest. Where does the Crane Stream lead to?
北京野
To
河
the
流
north,
向揽
it
月湖，
flows into Moon
南
Lake.
则流入姑苏
To
城
the
的外
south,
河。
it flows to the river just outside of Gusu City.
陈峰调查过血迹周
After
围，
examining the bloody
余孽大
tracks,
概已经
I
兵
have
分两路。
determined that the insurgents split up and went in 2 different directions. There are many mountains around Moon Lake, so it would be easy to hide there. But the river outside of Gusu is very busy, with boats coming and to and fro, so it would be easy to escape there as well. Prime Minister Chen Feng. Which direction do you think they would have most likely taken? Am I gonna get to make a choice here, please? For the first
逆
time?
贼既然已经受伤，
Maybe
单
not.
打独
It's
斗
possible
反
that
而会
I'm
增
not
加
gonna
自己
make
的
any
风险。
choices. Since the
不如
intruder
藏
is
木于林，
injured,
混
it
迹
would
在
be
普通
easier
国
to
人
hide
中间，
amongst the masses
乘
to
船
find
离
an
开姑苏。
opportunity to leave Gusu.
揽月湖，
I say Moon Lake. Ooh, yay! Okay. First choice. I like them the both of their styles. But I would rather go to Moon Lake, and also this guy said that you should treat slaves badly or something. This guy. So I'm not gonna go with him. I'm gonna go to the Moon Lake. Hello, Rollin! Yay! Gongsun Yi is an impatient man. He might not be able to wait another 2 days. Prime Minister, you go to the south and keep a close eye on the people from Qi. Chen Feng and us will go north. Wu Jishu nods and turns around to leave. It suddenly comes to mind that I have yet to ask him about the incident involving Go Jian. However, saving the young archival officer from Qi comes first. I stride towards the mountain stream. Ooh. This kind of looks like Finland. With the island and the rocks and the trees. We follow the trail to Moon Lake. No trace of blood, no matter how small, can escape Chen Feng's eyes. Find us a few people who are familiar with this area while we search the shores of the lake. Ooh! We're gonna act on our own, yay!
少君稍等，
Or are we? I don't think she's gonna let us. Please wait for a moment, my liege. What is it?
血迹离湖水太近了。
The blood trail ends close to the water. Ooh. Saying this, Chen Feng jumps onto a rock in the water and after a short while points to an area where bubbles are breaking up to the surface.
少君，
My
那里
liege,
有暗河
there
入
is
口。
an underwater current over there. Are they crazy? How can they take a hostage down an underwater current?
他们不是常人。
They are not ordinary people. Oh my. I take a while to contemplate before entering the lake.
你
He's so mad. What are you doing? We'll believe in your deduction. Half of you come with us into the water. Understood. You guys were here. I didn't know that. But I guess they wouldn't send the king alone. I have absolute confidence in my swimming abilities. Excellent. Yes. I stand as king. We dive under the water to where bubbles are coming and pulling force, and a pulling force instantaneously propels us forward. Sorry, I've never streamed alone before, so yeah, it's affecting my voice, and there's a lot to read here. But we'll see how far we can get. I cannot see what is ahead of me, so all I can do is relax my body and let the currents pull me forward. Suddenly, Chen Feng grabs my waist and kicks upwards. The underwater current brings us to a small cave where we can take everything in at a glance. There is nothing in here except a light coming from the other side of the cave. That is probably the way out. We walk out of the cave to find ourselves in a vast, luscious, secret forest. Cool that we know it's secret without, you know, knowing where it is or anything. The loud chirps of insects rise and fall as we take in our surroundings. We are cautious of the fact that the insurgents might be hiding in the trees above us. Help! Chen Feng and I exchange glances before sneaking into the forest together. Soon I see a young girl holding an unconscious boy in her arms as she looks at us with tears in her eyes. Please save us! How did you get here, miss? My younger brother and I came to this forest to pick herbs, but we didn't expect the wild boar would attack us. I fell and hurt my leg as I tried to escape, and my brother hit his head. Oh, it's going to be fine. Let me help you up. You are too kind. I smile at the girl, but as I step towards her, she takes her hands out of her sleeves. Oh! Ooh! Oh no! No! I don't like you anymore! How dare you! Chen Feng stands behind her as he coldly stabs her right through the chest. The girl falls to the ground. From her outstretched hand, a retractable blade rolls out in my direction. Oh no! What a boring trick. I frown as I kick the blade aside and resheath my sword. A tattoo unique only to the followers of the Dragon God starts to appear on the girl's neck. The younger brother who hit his head would be the kidnapped archival officer, right? We dare not let our guard down as we approach the comatose youth. The youth is wearing simple clothes, but they are more refined than a commoner's. He has thin shoulders, a slender waist, and a face that is no larger than my palm. Rather than a delicate youth, it might be more convincing to say that he is a girl who had just turned 15. I wonder if he is. Yes, a girl disguised as a boy. Is she like a princess the princess that I'm supposed to marry or something? This mysterious girl does not show any sign of waking up. We don't know if it's from an injury or if she has been drugged. We quickly pick her up to find her clutching something tightly to her chest.
少姐，这孩子手里
My liege,
似乎拿着
this
东西。
child is holding onto something. Thanks for reiterating that. Ooh, a blade. She's clutching a dagger under her sleeves. The guard of the dagger is covered with the intricate design of a bird with precious stones for eyes. It is very beautiful. Chen Feng, did you see that?
看到了什么？
What was there to see? Strange. Ooh, an uncomfortable feeling washes over me. I reach out to take the inauspicious dagger away from the girl, but when I touch it, why did you touch it, idiot? Dude. My chest. Why did you do that? My liege, it hurts so badly. So, in case you didn't see at the beginning, there was a request that I would only play the game until the 4th chapter from the creators of the game. So I think I'm gonna try to get to there today. Where am I? Is this another dream? Your nation will crumble, families will be torn apart, everything you treasure will be turned to ash. We will forget not our revenge and swear to break this sacred vow. Oh no! My chest is hurting so much. When I extend my hand over my chest, it feels as if the pain were transferring into my fingertips. The pain. I'm scared. I try to cry out, only to produce a hoarse hissing sound, like my throat is filled with cotton batting. That's how my throat is starting to feel. Now we'll see if I can get to the 4th chapter. The bones that have been exposed to the air quickly blackens and crumble to pieces. There's not been many mistakes in this but yeah. Blackens. My body finally decomposes and slowly turns into dust that is carried away by the wind. Wait, did I make the wrong choice? Now that your body is dead, Fuchai, and your soul destroyed, you are finally following in the footsteps of the kings that have gone before you. I am not Fuchai, I'm Huhu. You are a traitor. But it is a shame that humans cannot alter the sacred vow. The royal family of Liege have committed a great travesty against the gods that it will surely what? Be avenged 1,000 times over! In despair, I hug my broken body tightly. If I cry now, would tears or blood or my eyeballs fall out? Ooh, what is this that is breaking through the darkness? Ooh, it's the jade fish? Then I hear a familiar song. It instantly transports me back to a time from my childhood. There my fears, pain and despair disappear. At the edges of my consciousness, a large, pale green fish swims by as the song seems to trail behind it. I watch it swish its tail, and a certain youth almost comes to mind. A certain youth? In my hazy memories, he is happily singing the all too familiar children's song. I stare at him quietly, fearing that my memory of him will disappear if I interrupt him. Why are the years of one's childhood shorter than those of a beautiful dream? The youth gives me a cheerful smile. He says, "Don't be afraid." Ooh, my throat is dry and my eyes are sore as the feeling begins to return to my fingertips. It seems like my nightmare is over. The lights outside are burning bright, and it appears that night has fallen upon us.
少君醒了。
Are you awake, my liege? Where am I? Chen Feng holds me up by my shoulders, and a wet cloth falls from my forehead.
少君昏倒后，就发起
After
了
my
烧。
liege fainted in the cave, he
神风擅自
came
做
down
主，
with a fever, so
将
I
你带
took
来
the
了惊扰
liberty
的
of
雨。
bringing you to the temple. What happened to the officer from Qi?
还没醒，已经交给相国
She
处
is
理。
still unconscious, but I have left that matter to the Prime Minister. Has the Prime Minister come back too?
相国在姑苏外河发现那个重伤的余孽，
Prime Minister found a
对
heavily
方见无路可
wounded
退，便自尽身亡。
dissident just outside of Gusu. When the dissident realized there was no way to escape, he killed himself. Oof. I need to go and see that officer from Qi. Give me my change of clothes.
No.
Right up again. Understood. It is strange that you're not stopping me.
怕少君不喜，
I'm afraid that my objection will displease you, my liege. You're right. Haha, are you afraid of displeasing me? The last time you made me so angry was when you finished all the treats given to me by the kingdom of Yue. Even after doing that, your expression remained so impassive.
陈峰得为少君试毒。
I was only testing them for poison. I had to test each one to know that there were no poisoned ones. You did not have to eat all of them, just to test them for poison.
每块点心都不一样，无法区分。
All the treats were different, so I was unable to tell them apart. Oh, how noble of you, and how petty of me.
越国点心挺好吃的。
It seems that the treats from Yue were really quite delicious. Hey!
将军，
My
我
liege,
为您系上鱼
let
令。
me tie the jade fish amulet onto your belt. Why do I ever let go of the amulet? That's fucking wild. That's crazy. Why would I do that? Because it protects me from like the seal stuff. I don't know. It is only then that I noticed I've been clutching onto the jade fish this whole time. I hand it over to Chen Feng with a sigh. Oh, I'm gonna drink some coffee. I had another nightmare just now. It was a good thing that I also have this jade amulet. If only Yi Guang
要
were
是一
still
贯还在就
around,
更好了。
he would have been more than
他肯定能
capable
彻
of
底驱走那
chasing
些
away
恶魔，
all the bad dreams and
不然
relieving
少
you
君
of
会
the
病痛受
pain
苦。
of your afflictions. While Chen Feng fastens the jade amulet onto my belt, he suddenly stills his hands, and a hint of vexation falls over his usually calm demeanor. Yes, how nice it would be if Yi Guang were here. My heart aches at the thought as I change the subject. Aren't I alive and well right now?
都是陈峰无能。
I curse the
别
fact
替你
that
受
I'm
苦
so
做不到。
helpless and unable to shoulder your burdens for you. Thank you. The fact that you're willing to shoulder my burdens has made me very happy. After all, if you were not here, there would be no one else to whom I could complain.
少君，
My liege. Ah, but please try to control your appetite a little bit more next time. At the very least, leave me half a bite of the treats to try.
诺。
Understood. I burst out laughing when I hear him reply in such a serious manner, and the pain in my chest lessens a little. However, speaking of the treats from the kingdom of Yue, I hesitate a little before asking. Do you know how the king of Yue is faring?
听说还关在守灵人小屋。
I hear that he's still locked up and guarded in that hut. Ooh.
少君，相国说齐国公孙仪
My liege,
现在后于
the
正
Prime
厅，
Minister said
少君
Gong
醒来
Sun-hee
就请整理好
is
衣
now
冠，马
waiting
上过
for
去。
you at the main hall. If my liege is awake, please make yourself presentable and go there immediately. Gong Sun-hee, why is he here? Chen Feng shoots me a look that tells me he has no idea what this could be about either. I mean, he was looking for the girl. The what was she? Like an attendant? No. I quickly put on my headwear and rush out of the room. Just as I open the doors, I quietly whisper some instructions to Chen Feng. Go to the hut by the mausoleum and keep an eye on the guards. Make sure that they don't make things difficult for Go Wujian.
No.
Understood. Ooh.
吴相国，你让士兵叫我们挟持
Oh
至
my.
此，究竟是什么意
Prime
思啊？
Minister Wu, why are your guards holding us here?
先生带护卫深夜
I
潜
would
入
like to
吴
know
国
why,
先王
good
祭庙
sir.
陵墓，
You, why
我倒
you,
想
good
知道
sir, and your guards
先
were
生什
caught
么意思。
sneaking into the mausoleum of Ning's former king in the middle of the night.
明知故问。
You should
我们
know
在驿馆
why.
等了一
What
天
else
一
was
夜
I
了，
supposed to
不
do?
但没有
We
任
were
何消息，
placed
大
under
王还派
house
士兵
arrest
软
in the
禁我
guest
们，
house for a
我
day
们
and
不能
night,
亲自确认，
and without
还能
any
怎么办？
news. But we agreed on 2 days. Upon hearing my voice, Gongsun Yi and Wu Zixu both stop arguing and greet me with a bow.
既然期限未
Since
到
we，are still within the agreed
先生
deadline,
何必有
why
做
would
出
a
此等
gentleman
失礼
such
之
as
事？
yourself do something so rude and unreasonable? Gongsun Ji's face turns red, then pales. If this person is so reckless and impatient that he would place himself in such a precarious position as to give Wu Shizhu and I the advantage, then we have no reason to suspect he has a hidden agenda. Huh? Prime Minister, we believe you are being too harsh. After all, this is his family friend that we are talking about. Gongsun Ji has just worried himself into a frenzy.
臣向先生赔不是，
I apologize.
不过先生连一天都等不及，
I still think it's
这种
gonna be
关
the
心程度
princess.
也
Actually.
实在异于
Yeah.
常人。
The fact that you are so worried you cannot wait even one more day makes me wonder what sort of relationship you must have with your missing officer.
公事随臣，私事始究，岂能不
In
急？
court, he is my subordinate and hence my responsibility. Personally, he's a family friend and thus I am obligated to look out for him. How can I calmly wait for news of him? Are you sure?
大王此话何意？
Your Majesty, whatever do you mean? You barged into our court, and yet we defended you from your own ministers, and even promised to find your friend within 2 days. We did all these things because we admire your loyalty to your friend and to your king. However, as soon as our backs were turned, you tried sneaking into the forbidden temple. Have you no regard for us?
大王，这是在藐视君威啊！
Your Majesty, this is high treason. He looks so pleased about this.
外臣绝无此意。
That was not my intention. Enough. It is clear that you, Gongsun Yi, are mocking us. We will be writing a letter to your king, and you can forget about saving your lowly officer. When he hears how serious my tone of voice is, and sees my stern expression, Gongsun Yi prostrates himself on the ground with a loud thud. His voice quivers as he speaks.
求大王务必救回齐军
I
爱妹
beg you,
少
your
将。
majesty, to rescue the king of Qi's beloved sister, Xiaozhang. Yeah, I knew it. What? That child is our...
女公子听说要嫁到吴国，
When
并
the
吵着要
princess
见吴
heard
王一
that
面。
she was to be married to the
齐军向来
king
宠
of
溺小
Mu,
妹，
she
哪经得住他软磨硬
insisted
泡？
on meeting you at
同意
least
他扮作
once
男子，
prior.
随外臣
The
来
king
吴
of
国。
Qi spoils his sister and had agreed to let her come in the guise of a man. Ah, I wanna see her!
没想到，
And to
没
think
想
that...
到，
To think that... ah, this is ridiculous.
大王，外臣真的
Your
不是故意激
Majesty,
怒
it was
你。
not my intention to
如果不
anger
能带
you.
女公子安
But
全
if
返
I
回
do
齐国的
not
话，
deliver the
外臣
princess
罪
safely
该
back
万
to
死啊！
the kingdom of Qi, I will be sentenced to 1,000 deaths. Fine. Since Xiaozhang is our bride-to-be, how can we stand by and do nothing? Rest assured, we shall do our best to find her. Ooh.
歹徒只是
Secrets.
将人挟持，必定有所求。
The perpetrators have
女公子性
only
命应该无
kidnapped her
忧。
and may yet use her to make demands of us. The princess's life should be in no danger.
齐国使团在
It
异国
wouldn't
他
be
乡行
convenient
事
for
也不
agents
方
of
便，
Qi to move around in a
安心
foreign
交给我
country,
们
so
秘密
why
查
don't
访，
you let us
以免
investigate the
打
matter
草惊
secretly,
蛇。
lest we alert the enemy?
相国所言不无道理，但那毕竟是
The
女
Prime
公子。
Minister has a point.
齐军若是
However,
来信催促，
we are
我
talking
又该
about
怎
the
么交代呢？
princess. If the king of Qi sends a letter regarding the matter, how should I respond? Although we cannot guarantee that we will find the princess immediately, we will send someone to investigate this matter right away. And we'll give you an update in 2 days.
我就算掘地三尺，也会将女公子
Cheeky
平安
king.
带回来的。
Because we already have her. Even if I have to dig into the ground a mile deep, I promise to bring the princess back safely and in one piece.
天也快亮了，我
Morning
这
will
就
be
备
here
车
soon.
将先生
I'll
送
go
回医
and
馆休
prepare the
息。
carriage to take the envoy
今天上
back
虎
to the
丘之
guest house
时，
to rest. I
还
hope
望
that you
先
will
生
keep
暂时
secret
保
what
佑。
happened today at Tiger Hill. Yes,
外臣
I
明白。
understand. I will leave this matter
就拜
in your
托大
hands,
王
Your
了。
Majesty. Gong Sun-ji bows deeply before turning around and walking away despondently. I don't believe he has any other option but to trust us with this matter. After Wu Jishu sends Gong Sun-ji out the door, he turns around and pulls me into an empty room. Ooh,
少君，相国，
it's him. My liege, Prime Minister.
那少女还没醒吗？
Has the young girl awakened? Cheng Dan frowns and shakes his head while pointing towards a soft couch. The young girl was saved yesterday. We saved yesterday is still sleeping, but her complexion looks even worse than before. Her lips have turned dark purple, and she appears to be in pain. Why is she still holding onto the dagger? Okay, do not touch it again, please. This time I'm sure it is not just me. This dagger is giving a bad feeling. Could it be the cause of Xiaozhang's current predicament?
少君别动！
My liege, don't move! Ooh! A black shadow pounces out of the blade as Wu Jishu pulls me behind him in the blink of an eye. The horrid thing is like a mist, but gives off the smell of dead bodies with shocking speed, and before we can react, it closes the distance between us with a whoosh. Ooh! Just when we are about to be swallowed up by the black mist, it suddenly stops as if hitting an invisible wall, then disappears. Wu Jishu and Cheng Dan are both wearing serious expressions. I guess what just happened was not my imagination. What exactly is the dagger?
恐怕是愿州的美姬。
I'm afraid
这少女
that
到
it
现在还
is an
浑水不醒，
instrument to carry out the curse.
是因为
The
中了
fact
咒
that
术。
this young girl is still unconscious is also as a result of this curse.
致命吗？
Will she die?
就像慢性毒药，
Oof.
钝刀杀人，
It is like a
少君切勿
slow-acting
再动那把
poison
短
that
剑，
will kill a person
否
after
则
a
可能也
period
被
of
咒术
time.
缠上。
My liege, please do not touch the dagger. If you do, you may also become cursed. I may have. Is the head priest even able to break this curse?
我试过了，这咒术
I
还是
have
怨毒，
tried, but this
以
curse
三
is
重命
very
为代价。
vicious. It
恐怕连
requires
施法者都
3
同意，
lives to break it,
凭我一人无法
including the
相抵。
spellcasters. I am afraid that I alone will not suffice. Ooh, ouch! Oops! Why are they casting such malicious curses on innocent people? Worried, I look at Xiaozhang. This young girl is going to die in her prime simply because she was curious about her husband-to-be. Head priest, her expression seems to have become peaceful.
好像
Yes.
有什么力量驱散了邪
It
气。
seems as if there's a strong force
莫非
fighting
是刚刚
against
保
this
护少君
malicious
的微光？
curse. Could it be the light that protected my liege? Light. Ooh. I glance at the jade fish on my waist to see it looking the same as usual. If anything can protect us from this curse, it would be this jade amulet.
少君，那玉佩可否
My
借我一
liege,
看？
can I see the amulet? Yes. Once Cheng Dan has his hands on the jade fish, his face lights up with understanding.
难怪
No wonder.
这块玉里
This
有很
amulet
强大的
holds
巫
a
力，
strong power.
肯定
It
是
can
他驱散了邪
undoubtedly
气。
help break this curse. Before he died, this was given to us by our childhood friend, Shi Guang. It had saved our life once before during the sacrificial ritual.
施
Ooh,
遗光，
Xin Huang. Wow,
就是施家大
wasn't
主
he
夫
the
妇的那个
genius
天
of
才
the
儿
Qi
子啊！
family and the son of the
我在成为
previous
正家家
head
主之
priest
前
and head
可是
priestess?
常听到他的大名。
Oh, those guys. Oh no. I had heard a lot of good things about him even before I became the head of the Cheng family and the head priest. Yeah, so his His... hold on. Yeah, so this guy's parents died at the beginning. They were killed when trying to seal the dragon god. When I hear him talk about Ji Kwang so casually, I grow speechless and can only nod my head.
既然能驱逐邪气，那么大柱
If this
可用它
jadefish
解除
amulet
这个
can
咒
dispel
术吧？
malicious spells, can it be used to break this curse?
不能，
Sorry. I have
刚刚我稍微也是。
already tried that. My
他将我的
magic
巫力
just
弹回来。
bounces back. Apparently, this
器物有灵。
amulet has a will of
想
its
来应该
own.
是玉灵认了十一光为
It
主，
only recognizes
遵从他的
Ji
命令，
Kwang as
保护
its
上去。
owner and is protecting my liege as it was commanded to do. But isn't Ji Kwang dead?
可见十一光保护少君的
To
意
think
愿
that Ji
非常强烈。
Kwang's final fish. Do you guys remember the like misheard lyrics of Nightwish's Wishmaster, which is Fishmaster? To think that Ji Kwang's final wish to protect my liege was so strong.
可惜，
It is a
被主人
pity
驱
that
使，
without an
也只
owner,
能被
it can
动起
only
作用。
work passively. Luckily, it
幸好它还有
still
一
has
定威
some
力。
power. Like what happened just now?
没错，
That's right.
可不是把
Did
香
it
国
not
也护住
protect
了。
the prime minister too?
狱中的纯净巫力
The
可
pure
驱
magic
邪。
in this
如
jade
果
can
少君待在
purify
这少女
evil.
的身边，
If my liege is
大
willing
概
to
他被邪气
stay
侵
by
蚀
the
的
side
时
of
间
this young
也会
girl,
变缓
it
一
can
些。
slow down and alleviate the effects of this curse. Ooh.
难不成少
You
君
don't expect
还
my
得时
liege
时
to
刻刻
take
带着
this
这孩子
child
吗？
wherever she goes, do you? I mean, we're supposed to
倒是
get
不必。
married. That
没有
would be
解咒之法，
unnecessary. After all,
也
if
就
we
只有
don't
早
break the
死
curse
吼完自
sooner
己天的
than
区别而已。
rather than later, she will die. It will only take a few days. I don't know if it is Jingdan's talk about death or my memory of Yi Guang that causes me to feel something evil spark in my heart. If only we had succeeded in killing the dragon god 5 years ago. The head priest and head priestess would still be of the Shi clan, and not only would we be able to save Xiao Jiang, but we would also have nothing to worry about, would we not?
少君，
My liege! I am suddenly made aware of what I had just said. I am about to apologize to Cheng Dan when he smiles and waves his hand dismissively.
少君说
Right,
的
I
对，
was rude to him because he's
施家
the
本
head
就是
priest
吴越
now.
第一武，就
My
连
liege
楚
is
国的
not
巫
wrong.
野
The
也自
mages
叹
of
不
the
如。
Shi clan were the most powerful mages in the kingdoms of Ni and Yue. Even the mages in the kingdom of Chu could not overcome them.
少主遗光的才能，更是
Even
令
the
王者
young
艳羡。
Yi Guang
就连我也为他
was
免俗，
extraordinarily
有些嫉妒
talented
他呢。
and was admired by every mage. I am sure that I will never be able to measure up to him in this lifetime. Truth be told, I am quite envious of him.
不过
Yeah,
斯人已逝，
my
我们
old
也只能基于
my
现实想
old
办法。
flame is like
我去准备些补
better
给给我，
than him.
至少让他的气
But
血
no one can bring
足够
back
扛
the
到回齐
dead.
国吧。
We can only resolve this on our own. I will prepare some medicine so that she will endure the journey back to the kingdom of Qi.
少君，
My liege. We understand. It is our fault after all.
臣以为
I
我们
thought
是
that
得
we
基
were
于
going
现
to
实
find
想
a
办法。
solution. Since
少将
Xiao
随时会
Zhang
死
may die at any
我
moment,
们
we
得对
should at
公孙
least
先生
report it
和
to
齐军有个
Mr.
交代。
Gong Sun Ji and the King of Qi. Ha. Even if those villains were still alive and had been handed over to the King of Qi, do you really think he would believe in our incredulous explanation?
即使相信了，反倒是握住了吴国的软肋。
Even if he
断
does
不可行。
believe it, he would be able to hold the kingdom of Ni accountable and would likely break our alliance. Ouch. We have heard that the King of Qi is a willful person, and when he went to the kingdom of Lu to take back his queen, he invaded many of its cities. If his precious sister were to die here in Liege, we do not believe he would break only our alliance. Ay, 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 ay.
还有一个办法。
There is another way. Ooh. Putting my troubled thoughts aside, I raise my downcast eyes and look at Wu Zishu. With his hands together, he throws out his arms and bends at the waist in a deep bow.
臣请少君
Oh,
诛杀越王勾践。
I beg my liege to execute the king of Yue, Gojian. What? Wait, hold on. Right, the one in the shed, I think. Ha! Prime Minister, do you know what you're asking?
少君不是想知道臣为何要扣押
Does
勾
my
践吗？
liege not wish to know why I have detained Gojian?
虎丘看守严
Few
密，
people know about the
封
guards
神
on
阵
Tiger
之
Hill,
事也只有
and
极少
even
数人知
fewer
道。
could have provided
龙神
the
信徒
Dragon
知道
God's
禁区所
followers
在，
with information
还
on,
熟知水道地形，
on its forbidden
能提供这
areas,
两样情
waterways,
报
and
的，这世上只
terrain.
能数出。
This is purely the Prime Minister's speculation. Gojian is entirely ignorant of the Dragon God and matters regarding the seal.
这同样是少君的妄断。
That is
假如
also
两
an
者勾结
assumption, my liege.
难道龙神信徒
They are in
不会
cahoots.
告诉勾践吗？
Cahoots. I don't know if he would say that. Would not the followers of the Dragon God share their information with him?
少君不妨再
My
想
liege,
想，
if the Dragon
如
God's
果龙神
followers
信徒
are
得逞，
successful,
谁
who
能获
else
利
would
最多？
most benefit from it?
反之亦然。
On the other hand,
你
if you
能
can
想
think
到
of
的，
it, someone
别
else
人
has
也能
already
想到。
thought of it. Sorry. Wu Zishu raises his head and shoots me a look. It feels like he wants to extract a logical explanation from my confusion, and to chain up any excuse I have for pardoning Gojian. When the king of Yue lost the war, he offered to guard the former king's mausoleum as part of his reparation, and so we agreed to pardon him. Would our honor not be in question if we went back on our word now?
少君宽恕勾践杀父之仇，已是天
It
下
was
罕见的
divinely
美德
gracious
了。
of you to forgive
如今
Gojian
勾
for
践图谋
killing
不
your
轨，
father. Oh,
害死女公子，
wait.
世人只会看
did
到
he?
他忘恩负义。
Now everyone will see him as an ingrate for conspiring to kill the princess. No, that's not logical. The kidnappers may not have known that the victim was the princess of Yue. Oh my goodness. And even if they wanted to start a war, or even threaten us, did they really need to use such a dark spell? Okay. Just a moment. I'm drinking some water. Anteeksi, juon vettä. We
这些问题肯定需要
need
详
to
细调查，
investigate further for these
但齐
questions to
军
be
和世
answered.
人需要知道的
However,
真相。
King of Qi, as
只
well
要
as
合
the
乎
rest
情
of
理
the
就
world,
够了。
needs a reasonable explanation. So this should suffice for now. Right, you just wanna protect our own butts.
少君不也说，即使抓住龙神
Did my liege
信徒，
not say that
也
even
会
if
被
he
当成
catches
笑
the
话看吗
followers of the Dragon God, he would still be the laughingstock of the world?
既要赶紧送
Right
少
now,
君回
we only
国，
need to
又要阻止齐
expedite
军发
Xiaojiang
兵，
back to her
时间
kingdom.
紧迫。
We
我们
not
只能
only
先
need
治
to
罪，
expedite Xiaojiang
再
back
查
to
证
her kingdom, but also prevent the king of Qi from waging a war against us. We are facing an extremely tight schedule, and can only convict him now. We can look into it further at a later time. Then wouldn't Gojian be nothing more than a scapegoat? Yeah, he wants to just put the blame on that guy. Wu Zishu pauses. When he finally speaks again, his voice holds an unutterable sadness in it.
先王逝去还不满3年，
It has not
血
yet
都没
been
冷透。
3 years since the former king
少
passed
君当
away,
真觉得
and memories of
勾践无
him
辜吗？
are still very fresh. Does my liege really believe Gojian is innocent? We do not know.
豺狼卧于榻下，
He is
岂
a
能安
ravenous
眠？
wolf that cannot
从咬
rest.
死你父王的那一刻起，他就永远惦
Hello,
记着血的味道。
Zetika. Thank you. Yay. He's a ravenous wolf that cannot rest. Since the moment he took your father's life, He has been unable to forget the taste of blood. Oh, you seem to hold a pretty big grudge.
少君若要贯彻先王遗
If my
志，
liege means to carry out the
万
former
万
king's
不能
final
留下后
wishes,
患。
then you mustn't leave any loose ends. Oof. Since I cannot refute what he just said, I can only shake my head silently. I know, but I cannot do it.
少君不说话，
Because
是另有
he's
良
one of
策
the
了。
boys! I'm pretty sure. Are you silent because you have a better plan, my liege? There is no better plan. Who would benefit most from it? The kingdom of Nu would for pinning the crime on Gojian. But,
那少君还犹豫什么？
why are you still hesitating, my liege?
杀父之仇，
Are these
诸
not
神
the
破盟，连
things
其
you
北
must
上。
do as the king of Nu
哪
to
桩不是身为
avenge
武
your
王必须做的
murdered
大事？
father, to break the
难道
sacred
你忘了
vow,
3年
and
前的誓言了？
expand your alliance northward? Or have you forgotten the promise you made 3 years ago? We will forget not our revenge, and we swear to break the sacred vow.
既然不忘，
Since you have not
是不可以以
forgotten
权谋私。
your vows, then you should not
你
seek
放弃私
power
仇，
for
我
personal
佩服你
gain.
心胸宽
And
广。
I admire you for
你不
letting
愿
go
澄
of your
清，
personal
我体谅你
grudges
志向
and
远大。
understand your ambitions when you turn down offers of marriage.
但是你要对
But
着
if
一
you
头
let
饿
a
狼心
ravenous
软，
wolf like
就是
Gojian
善
off the
恶
hook,
不分，
that would
是非
only
不
mean
变。
you have no sense of right and
属
wrong,
臣不
and
能
I
苟
will
同。
have to beg to differ. Ooh.
少君，
My liege, please place your
勿重私情。
kingdom before your personal
以国
feelings.
为
When have we not placed the good of the kingdom before anything else? Even our life is not as important as the good of the kingdom. Oh! I punched the pillar next to me with all my might. Although others may think that I am doing this out of personal feelings for a certain someone, the truth is, I don't want history to repeat itself. A moment of weakness may lead to a lifetime of regret. The seal on the dragon god seems to be weakening, and I don't know how much longer I have to live. However, the torment of my own guilt is as bad as the suffering of the sacred the sacred seal gives to me. This matter involves 3 countries. While we will take your words into consideration, we must deliberate over the matter before coming to a decision. Oof. This dude is so intense. Wu Jishu wants to continue the discussion, but I do not wish to argue with him any further, so I turn around and refuse to look back. I step out from the royal villa with my head still spinning from our discussion. Those criticisms were like large hailstones that kept crashing unceasingly into my chest until I'd found myself breathless. Breathless? What am I? I'm getting a bit tired. I clutch my jadefish amulet. Since this pain is not caused by the sacred seal, it only serves to comfort me. I wonder if my friend ever regretted giving this to me. Isn't kith and kin more important than the kingdom of Nyang? I laugh at myself. Given a choice between their kingdom and family, the Shi clan chose their kingdom. However, I was only left with a kingdom and nothing else.
少君，
Ooh, hello, my liege. Chen Feng, why are you not at the caretaker's hut?
我正要向少君禀报，
I am here to
勾践从其
report
居所
that
逃脱。
Gojian has escaped from the hut. Oh no! Ooh, what?
相国要审问勾践，
When the prime minister went
令守卫
into
打开
his
内室
cell
房
to
门，
interrogate him, he
没想
had
到勾
already
践已
escaped
经拆下
through the
窗户逃
window.
跑了。
Do you know where he is?
不知
No. I'm sorry,
不过
but he nailed a
在他
piece
脱身
of
的窗台
cloth
上
to the
钉
window
了一根
from
布条。
which he escaped. Chen Feng, we want you to hide near the crane stream. Make sure that you are able to see us talking to Gojian, and no one else, and that no one else can listen in on our conversation. Ooh, secret meeting.
如果勾践要对少君不利，
What happens if Gojian attacks you? He will not. Ooh. But even if he does, we still have you.
No.
Understood. He's a good boy. He listens to me. Ooh. A young slave stands alone by the edge of the stream. Though his clothes are worn, they are immaculate. Ooh, are we gonna see another boy? The 3 years he has lived as a slave have not diminished any of his noble bearings. Without me realizing it, my hurried pace slows down. Our 3 years of friendship was established in this dreamlike and sandy place. I had hoped that I would not have to face the harsh reality before this land collapses. To personally destroy our sandy dreamland is one thing, but to have the tides destroy it is yet another. Honestly speaking, what happened that year was an accident that should never have happened. Ooh! This is like a familiar way of addressing him, I think. Aju. Oh, it's that guy who was like coughing up blood in the opening. Oof. The youth turns towards me with a smile.
你果然见到布条了。
Ahu, you saw the piece of cloth. Why? Why did you call me here?
3年前在这养鹤涧，
3 years
你
ago,
去捡
it
掉到
was
水里
in
的玉佩，
this stream
我
that
却以为
you
你要寻死，
dropped your amulet and
强
had
行把你拽
gone
上了岸，
looking for it in the
结果被你
water.
揍了一顿。
I thought you were trying to drown yourself and dragged you to shore only to get beaten up by you. Nice. So I have beat up this guy. Ha!
我们相识的场
The way
景
we met was
真是很
very
尴尬。
awkward. Yes.
虽然你是我唯一的知心好
Even though
友，
you are my only close friend,
今
I
天
will need to make things
我却不
awkward
得不让
again.
你再。
Huh? Yeah, he's cute. Yes. Suddenly, Gojian's expression turns serious. I wonder if he's manipulating us, because that's also a possibility. He faces me, gets down on his hands and knees, and then bows.
罪臣勾践，失礼于大王，
Pardon
求
my
大王救我！
Pardon my impropriety, but I beg your majesty to save me. Ooh. Yeah, I'm trying to. You, how long have you known that I am the king? Oh, he didn't know it. Ah! How long have you known that I am the king of Liege?
你既不是寂寞的巫祝，又带着虎贲氏自
You are
由
not
出
a
入附
priest,
近，
but you commanded the guards
不是
on
傻子。
Tiger Hill.
怎
I
么
am
会
not
看不出来？
stupid. How could
你
I
身
not
份
see
特
that
殊。
you were someone with authority?
昨天你2次交代士
Yesterday
兵
you
宽待
told
我，
the guard to be
已
lenient
经
with
证
me
实了我的猜
twice.
测，
That confirmed my
所以我才冒死逃出来找你声
that
明，
confirmed
我是清白的。
my suspicions, which is why, at the risk of losing my own life, I escaped so I could declare my innocence to you. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I wonder if you were truly innocent, you needn't have come to us to explain yourself.
武相国对我猜忌至深，要先斩后奏。
Prime Minister Wu is suspicious of me and intends to
等不到更好的
condemn
宣
me
言结果
before seeking out the truth. That's true.
大王尽可以派
I
人
was
调查。
afraid that I
勾
would
践
not
从未谋害
have
过
had
其
the
实。
chance to clear my name. Your Majesty, please investigate this matter. I, Gojian, have never once plotted against you. Yeah, he is one of. I think he is one of the love interests. There's the plot is very complicated, but I am a woman who's pretending to be a man to be the king of this country because all of my brothers died, and there was a murder and a kidnapping of the official who was actually the princess of another country, and he's being framed for it by one of the other love interests because he's also suspected of killing my father. That's not even all of it, but yeah. Yes, I would like to investigate the matter. Whether you are innocent or not isn't important. The princess is already under a curse and will die very soon. What's worse is that she is the king of Chi's most beloved younger sister.
小
So
妹，
I'm supposed to be marrying the princess. Uh,
明白了。
I understand. That is why the
所以
king of Yue,
越王
Gujian,
勾
is
践
the most suitable
便是最合
scapegoat.
适抵罪的人。
I look at him silently. It is as Wu Zhishu said. If I can think of it, others have thought of it too. Hence, this is the most logical answer. Gujian suddenly raises his head. I don't know how to pronounce his name, to be honest. He wears a determined expression, his eyes burning bright like searing flames. I am shocked to see the look in his eyes.
越国有神医，
There is
可
a
救齐
divine
国女公
doctor
子。
in the kingdom of Yue who can create miracles. He can save the princess of Ji. Ah! What?
之前听闻大王
There
身体
was
欠
time
佳，
when I heard
我派
that
人
your
四处寻
majesty
访
was
名
in
医，
poor health,
希望
and
能
so
表我
to
忠心。
prove my loyalty, I searched
今日正好
diligently for a
为大王解
doctor
困。
to cure you. Finally, the time has come for you to use him. Ooh! We thank you for your kind intentions, but doctors cure illnesses, and the princess suffers from a curse.
我称其为神医，正是因为他
The
不仅医
reason I
术
call
了
him
得，
a divine doctor
也精通
is
神鬼
because
咒
he
术。
can not only cure illnesses, but he can also dispel curses and hexes. Ooh, That seems too good to be true, to be honest. You should not tell such lies, even if it means that your life might be spared.
大王自然不肯轻信于
Your
我，
Majesty, please
神医
believe
难
me.
求。
Do you think it
怎可
was
能
easy
像
for
这
me
般
to
唾手
find
可得？
such a capable
大王
divine
不知的却
doctor?
是，
It took a lot
这
of
神医
time, effort,
是我
and
耗尽心血，
resources.
花费了许多时间才
When
学来
did
的。
he do it? Because he's been like locked up as a slave for 3 years? Even if you are telling the truth, we are curious to know why you would go to such lengths to find him.
我
That's cute. Do not tell us that you are sincere about healing us. Even many ministers would not put that much effort into finding us a healer. Not to mention, you hadn't even confirmed that Ahu was the king of Liege.
好吧，
Fine. I will
我也
not
不
try
瞒
to
道
deceive you.
寻医表
Saying
忠心
that，I wish to
确
prove
实
my
只是漂亮
loyalty
的
to
场
you
面话
by。finding your medical help is nothing more than flattery.
我留的这条命，
Ooh.
全凭大王恩
The
典。
simple fact that I am still
我还
alive
不懂得
today is
讨大
all
王欢
thanks
心
to your mercy.
怕是
If I do not do
朝不
something
保
to
夕。
please your majesty, I may not even survive beyond this night, correct? Gojian, we have to ask ourselves, when have we ever mistreated you? Even guarding the former king's mausoleum was your request.
罪臣当然知道，大王待我甚好，
I know, your majesty.
可是
Ahu treats me well, but what
那
of
又
it?
如何呢？如今
Even
我还
now,
是得
I
跪在大
must
王面
kneel
前，
in front of your majesty
恳
to
求您放我一
beg
条
for your
生路。
mercy. Is that getting on your nerves? We.
难道我不该费尽心思讨好你？
Should I not do everything
难道我不
I
该
can
抓
to
住每一个
please
机
you?
会，
Should I
为
not
自己
take
的命
every
多求一份保障？
opportunity to guarantee my survival?
难道我不该献上稀世奇人
Should I，not
好叫
find
大
a
王记
rare
住我、
person
赏识我？
rare person just so
寻常医
your
生
majesty might
能够
remember
令人眼前一亮吗？
and reward me? Would not a patient's eyes light up with hope over such a doctor? Interesting.
如果你是我，
Ahu, if you were me,
难道你
wouldn't
不
you
会
do
这
the
样做？
same? Gojian gives a bitter chuckle that sounds as if there are a lot of unspeakable emotions mixed in with it. So much so that I cannot meet his gaze. He's a dark boy. How am I supposed to answer him? Although I cannot tell if he is telling me the truth, Gojian has been a slave these past few years and has tasted more than his fair share of hardship and bitterness. How can I not understand his overly cautious attitude? Don't I also live through this same dilemma every day? While Ahu can trust her friends without question, Fu Chai cannot. So Fu Chai is my dead brother's name, and I'm pretending to be him. And I named myself, so this is my like pet name, and my actual name is Huhu.
也许大王还不信我，
Maybe your majesty still
但
does
人为
not
刀
believe
俎，
me,
我为鱼
but
肉。
everything I have,
我就
including
算
my
诓骗大王活过了今
own
天，
life, is at your
还能骗到
mercy.
明天后天吗？
If I lied to you, I might survive today, but would I be able to survive past tomorrow or the day after?
说句冒犯的话，
If
救
I
活了
may
女公
speak
子，
my mind,
各方皆大
if we
欢喜。
save the princess, everyone will be
救
happy.
不活，
If you can't
也
save
坏不过
her,
如今这般
then
状况。
we will be no worse off than we are right now. But the longer we wait, the worse the consequences will be.
现在从水路出发，2日内绝对可以到达。
If we leave now by the way,
如果神医说
by
救
the
不了，
waterway, we can reach
可当场斩下罪
the
臣头颅，
doctor in 2
送到
days.
齐军面前。
If the divine doctor says that she can't be saved, you may cut off my head and present it to the king of Qi. Ooh,
你是吴军，
Ahu, you're the
所
king
以
of
为了
Ni.
吴国让我戴罪， 我不
I
愿
don't know how to pronounce it that well.
只是
Sorry.
明明有可以救回女公子的
Therefore,
法
I
子，
would not
却弃之不用。
blame you if you used me
你
as
真的
a
甘心吗？
scapegoat for the kingdom. But would you be satisfied if you did not at least try to save the princess? I would not.
追兵来了，女公子活不得命，
They have caught up
齐国
with
吴国
me.
的邦交
The lives of the
就都
princess
在你
and
的一
I
念之间
and
了
the。diplomatic relationship between you and Qi are now in your hands.
赌赌看吧。
Oh, let's take the gamble.
大
Oh
胆勾践
shit!
竟敢逃
It's
狱，
that
还
boy.
挟持少君！
How dare you, Gojan, to break out of prison and hold my liege under duress? Oh, that guy really hates this one. When I see Wu Jishu draw his sword, I know that this is the best opportunity for us to kill Gojian. Ooh. As for the crime, dead men tell no tales, so we can spin it however we please. But yeah, I'm not gonna kill him. I don't like this guy a lot. Like, he's hot, but he's mean. So I'm gonna stop him. Stop,
少君，
my liege. The king of Yue did nothing wrong. He was only telling us of a way to save Xiaojiang.
少君离开后，他的
After
病
you
况
left,
又恶
my
化
liege, she took a turn
恐怕
for
今
the
日
worse. I'm
就得
afraid
将
that
勾
we
践
will
人
need
头
to
交给
present
齐师
Gurjan's
抵
head
罪。
to the kingdom of Qi should the worst happen today.
我是清白的，相国不分青红皂白便要杀
I
我，
understand,
公理何
but where
在？
is the justice in this? When the prime minister wishes to execute me before even learning the truth.
要计较公理道义。
You
3
want
年前你
justice?
就该死了。
Then you should have died 3 years ago.
勾践越国倾族性命担保，
I swear upon
我不仅没有办法
lives
不同，
of the people of
还
Yue
能救回
and
女
my
公子性
clan
命，
that
避
I
免
have
无期战
never
祸。
been disloyal. Not only can I save the life of the princess, but I can also prevent a war from breaking out between Qi and you.
何须浪费他人性命？
There
现
is no
在
need for any other
你就
lives
可
to be
对
lost
吴国
but
尽忠。
yours. You can show your loyalty to me right now. Oh shit. Oof. Wu Jishu lets out a cold chuckle as he brandishes his sword. Gojian turns pale and yells out to me.
那个神医叫做西施。
The divine doctor is called Qi Shi. Oh shit. He's not gonna kill him, is he? Qi Shi? Ooh. Dude. She was the name of the, like, clan that the previous head priest and priestess were from, I think. And my childhood friend who's supposedly dead, if I'm not mistaken. A thin layer of mist covers the surface of the water as a faint golden light shimmers on its surface. The morning air is a little cold, but very refreshing. Today's weather is the perfect weather for us to set off on our trip. Why is it taking so long?
今天天气河道也拥
He's
挤，
not dead.
现在我们
The
伪装
river
成
is
商人，
crowded today due to
没
the
法去
good
赶其他船
weather. And since we are disguised as merchants, we are in no position to hurry the other boats. Fine, just make sure to speed the boat up once we pass the Zoo River.
神医所住的祝罗村就在水边，
Zuluo village,
昨日就已
where
经
the
传信过去。
miracle doctor is staying,
他会在
is
村
by
里
the
等着我
river.
们的。
Yesterday I sent him word of our departure. He will be waiting for us in the village. How did you find that doctor, dude? And send like I don't know, man. I turned to look at Chao Zhang. She seems withered and dry. Her complexion has darkened by a lot, a result of her inability to eat or drink. Even Zheng Dan could do nothing about it. If it weren't for the jade fish amulet that I carry everywhere with me, she might not be able to hold out for another day. The most ominous thing is that she's still clutching that dagger with monstrous strength.
西施医术无法卓然，
Xishi's
女公子定然无忧。
Xishi's medical knowledge and methods are peerless. The princess is in no danger. Xishi, do you know anything about his background?
因为他的住所在河岸西侧，
Because he lives in the
又姓施，
western banks.
所
With
以
the
当地人
surname
西施。
Shi, the locals here there call me Jishi. Oh shit.
西施从未离开过祝
Other
罗
than
村，
that, I have
也
no
不让
clue
村民
about his
对外说起
background.
他，
He does not live
所以什么来历
Zhuolov village,
罪臣也不清楚。
nor does he let the other villagers talk about him to outsiders. Ooh, so that is how it is.
但罪臣怀疑他是施
I
家
had
的后人。
suspected that he is a descendant of the Shi
世家
family.
家主
I am sure
曾任
you
吴国
know
大
that
柱
the people in the Shi clan
料想
were
大
the
王
most
必定知道
powerful
世家吴越
mages
第一
in
部
all
的
of
威武，
Niue and Yue,
只
and
可
that a
惜
magical
几年
battle
前与人
had
斗法后
that
惨遭灭门。
that a magical battle that happened a few years ago resulted in the death of the entire clan. So it's not they didn't die when the dragon god was sealed. We know about that, but we were unaware of any survivors.
虽然以上都是罪臣的推测，但一时敢
Although
冒
it
险
is but my
向大王
own
推荐西施的原
speculation,
因。
it is also the reason
大王
why
连
I
日奔
am
波，
daring
气
to
死不
take
佳
a gamble and
到祝罗
recommend
村之后，
him to your
也可请西
majesty.
施为您看看。
Since you are so busy every day with that sickly complexion, we should have Jishi take a look at you as well once we reach Zuolo village. Good work, King of Yue.
罪臣惶恐。
The honor is mine. I think that's gonna be the last boy, probably. A silence settles over the cabin. Chen Feng crosses his arms and stares at Gojian. This makes Gojian uncomfortable, so I... Oh! Shit! I don't know which boy do I want out of these two. Cause I think my favorite based on looks is gonna be the last one, who we haven't met yet. I think he's gonna be the blue one. So... But yeah, I don't know. Cause... Both of these boys are pretty good boys. And this one might be... like... I don't trust him fully. But... I think I'm gonna go with him. For now. Yes. Chen Feng, I'm a little tired.
我去为少君铺床，少君多加
I'll
小
go
心。
and prepare your bed, my liege. Please be careful. Chen Feng shoots Gojian an icy look. Not only does he not give Gojian the respect one should show a king, but he doesn't even attempt to hide his enmity for him one bit. Nobody likes this guy. But I guess it makes sense because we're like close. Gojian can only pretend that he doesn't notice it and awkwardly looks away. Please pardon Chen Feng's rude behavior.
哪里？幸好不是武
Please
相
don't
国，
mention it.
我的胆
At
子还受得住。
least it isn't Prime Minister Wu. My nerves can only take so much. Yeah, that guy is really intense, like... yeah. Oof. In the past, I would have burst out laughing at his antics, but now I can't even crack a smile. Gojian realizes how rude he was and quickly tries to apologize. You know that we are not angry.
可我怕你生气。
But I am afraid that you'll become angry. Oh man, he's in a really bad position. Afraid. What a useful word. Considering the armies of Nye nearly obliterated the kingdom of Yue and the life of their king is now in my hands, he should be afraid. Since it has come to this, what else can be said of our friendship? Damn. I waved my hand at Gojian in a gesture to have him return to what he was doing. I step out of Xiaojiang's cabin for a breather on the bow of the ship. Although my jade fish is protecting me from the effects of the curse, my chest still feels uncomfortable from the negative air around the princess. I hesitate just before stepping onto the deck. Ooh! Oh! Gojian is sitting there on the bow. There's like art. This is my first art like this that I've seen in this game. I think because I've made two choices that relate to this boy. He looks out into the distance where the water flows. His lonely figure stands out from the busy scene of boats coming and going around us. Ah. I swallow the words that I am about to say. Ever since he begged me for mercy, he has stopped being Aju. Like a beautiful and fragile piece of glass, once it shatters, it can never be glued back to how it once looked. What's more, should he step out of line, I will need to kill him. With a heavy heart, I go back into the cabin. Oof. Ooh, the shameless king of Nye, the betrayer of his religious sect, and the sealer of his god. A dog's life brings no joy, so why do you still struggle to hang on to it? My chest is hurting very badly. It is happening again, and seems far too soon. The previous attack occurred only a few days ago. Yeah, the seal is like breaking. I cannot let myself be defeated now. I still have things to do. Oh. Once again, I see a big white fish swim towards me, out from the darkness. Its scales emit a bright glow, and in that brightness, a youth appears before me. Smiling, he says, "Don't be afraid." In my agony, I reach out to him. He Wang. Ooh. It was just a nightmare. Chen Feng. I hear a noise and call out for my guard as I rush out of the cabin. Oh shit. Just as I open the door, a black feathered arrow flies right past me and lodges itself into the door. Chaos meets me at the bow. In this storm, I can barely pick out Chen Feng and Gojian. They are leading the guards, who are disguised as crew members in a fight against a group of attackers dressed in black. Oh shit, they're the Dragon God's followers. The attackers are the followers of the Dragon God. I draw my sword and rush to Xiaojiang's cabin. Oh shit. There was something odd about the incident at Tiger Hill. I'm afraid that they may have come for Xiaojiang. Indeed. Her bed is empty. Oh shit! Oh no! As I look around, I see a trail of water droplets that lead from the bed outside of her door. With the fighting at the bow, there should be no guards at the stern. I grit my teeth as I rush to the stern of the boat. Oh shit. At the stern, 2 followers of the dragon god hold on to Xiaozhang as they prepare to jump into an approaching bamboo boat. Ooh. I raise my sword and rush at them. I manage to injure one of the 2 men, and he gives a yelp as he falls. The followers of the dragon god are magicians. They are helpless when pitted against an ordinary swordsman who has trained a long time like me. Ooh. I take this chance to rush to Xiaozhang, but the other person uses her as a shield and viciously kicks me right in the chest, where the sacred seal rests. How? That's a high kick! Ouch. I said ouch before I read it on the screen. Damn, if they manage to steal away Xiaozhang, then everything that we have done... Steal away Xiaozhang, then everything that we have done up until now would have been all for naught. Ow! Ow! No. Ah, you. Bastards! I'm going to kill you! Oh shit. Rat. The boat is here. Forget about them. I don't think so. Ooh. I use my remaining strength to rush at them as they escape and manage to grab hold of their legs. The 2 men land on the deck with a bang as Xiaozhang slips out of their grip and into the water. Whoops! I watch Xiaozhang disappear beneath the fast-flowing waters. Without a second thought, I dive in after her and barely managed to catch her in my arms. Oh shit. Yeah, she wasn't supposed to touch the dagger that the princess is holding. The impact of me hitting the water causes me to black out for a moment. And I come to while struggling against the current. But my limbs are no longer obeying me. I must fight for control. The water and the girl in my arms are both colder than ice. Ah, shit. In the dimness of my consciousness, I can see that big pale fish again. Ahoo. Is this a dream? Is this reality? Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Who is calling out to me? A blurry figure approaches me with open arms. Ah! My chest hurts so badly. In my pain, I reach for my chest, but my arms will not move. Someone is weighing down my arms, a person with a sickly dehydrated complexion like a dry twig. Xiaozhang! Ah shit. My blurry thoughts are clear now. I quickly raise a finger to her nose to see. Oh good, she's still breathing. Ooh, ow. That's bad. Have you searched over there? I've searched there, but there was nothing. I want to call out, but I see the men in black and know that they are not my men from the royal guards. Those damnable followers of the dragon god. Since they are near, I can only carry Xiaozhang quietly into the water, where there is some tall grass behind a tree. Shit, I hear something. You keep an eye on the bank while I search the grass by the river. You can see from just a glance. Do you really need to search so thoroughly? It's better to be safe than sorry. No, it's not. You should go. Suddenly, there is a disturbance as a patch of tall grass starts to sway. I then see a black spear hit the water, and it misses me by a hair's breadth. Grabbing Xiaozhang by the waist, I try to move away from the spear without making too much movement. The dragon god's followers keeps throwing his spear into the water and almost hits me a few times. After a few minutes, my body runs out of oxygen, and I cannot help but release a few bubbles. Didn't
娘的，不是叫你看好岸上的
I
吗？
tell you to watch the banks of the river?
我看着呢。
I am watching it.
那怎么有丢石头的声音？
Huh. Then why did I hear a stone fall into the water?
有吗？
Was there such a sound?
我过去看看。
I'll go over there and take a look. Huh. I carry Xiaojiang out of the water, but before I can catch my breath, a pair of hands cover my mouth and drag us out of the tall grass. Oh shit. Ah. It's that boy! I stare at him in surprise. So it was he who threw the stone that distracted the followers. Gojian glances at Xiaojiang, who is still lying in my arms, then points to a large log that has fallen into the water. There in the rotting log is a big hole. We hurry to the log and hide in it together with Xiaojiang. Something seems to be splashing in the water.
总算逮到你了。
I finally caught you. Huh?
是条鱼，
It is just a
个
large
头还不
fish.
小啊。
娘的，
Damn it. We've been searching for half a day now.
那几个人
Could they have been
莫不
swept
是被冲到
further
更下
down
游去了？
river?
要是冲到关城附近，
If they managed to get close to the border town, they might get picked up by a passerby. Let's go.
都走远了，出来吧。
They should be gone now. Let's get out of here. Where are we?
应该是吴
We
国
should
边
be
境关城的上
upstream of Niu's border town. The followers of the Dragon Guard sure act fast. We are not even out of Niu yet.
你在怀疑我？
Ahu, do you not trust me? I'm not doubting anyone. I'm just trying to think of a way to prevent their next attack.
你的侍卫中心不要，
I'm gonna drink some water.
就只有我会出卖你了。
Your guards are all loyal to a fault. And now you are left with the only one who will betray you. Really funny. We have never said that.
我们这就去关城。
We
你
will
把我
go
交
to
给
the
吴斌
border
看呀，
town. Once
再
there,
找
you
个
can
当地人
have
带路就
your
行。
guards watch me,
何
as
必
well
在
as
这里
find a
跟
local
我说这
guide
种外
to
交词？
show you the way. So why are you being so formal with me now? You know that I don't mean it. I have never doubted you, Aju.
你只是不信勾结。
It is Gojian who you do not trust. The way he stares at me makes the words that I want to say stay lodged in my throat. What can I do? I am now the only person who Xiaojiang can rely on. Even the slightest mistake can cause me a lot of pain and problems. He lets out a bitter laugh. How
其实
much
你对
did
阿
you
九
really
有多大
just
信任？
trust Aju?
怎么
How
从没
come you
亲口
never
向我坦
told
诚
me
你
you
是
were a
女子？
girl? Ah, dude. I stand there in stunned silence as I clutch the hem of my clothes, while the expression on his face says, "So it is true." When did you discover that?
你以为？
When do you think? Gojian lets out a snort as he carries Xiaojiang and walks away from the bank of the river. It is then that I see that the clothes on his back are torn and tattered and covered with blood. Was it? Oh. Is this a dream? Is this reality? Right, it was him who... Did you jump into the water when Xiaojiang and I fell in? He walks away wordlessly. Thinking back, there were some sharp rocks at the bottom of the rushing water. Oh shit! The idiot. Aju, wait for me. Ooh, map. We start a fire to help dry our clothes. After a short break, we hurry along the bank of the river to a bridge that spans the borders of Liege and Yue. We plan to cross the bridge that will lead us to Zuolo village. Judging by the map that Gojian drew for us before we left Liege, the safest route would be to go through the border town, where we will meet up with Chen Feng. Then take a boat up the river to our destination. But okay. However, after hearing that the Dragon God's followers also plan to go to the border town, we decide against it and instead head straight to our destination. But a more pressing reason for the change is that going to the border town now would add another 3 to 4 days to our trip, and I don't think Xiaoyang will last that long. Gojian does not object to this change of plan. He's probably still angry with me, since he hasn't said much on our trip thus far. Our trek drags on uneventfully until the afternoon of the second day of our journey. Which proves that the saying, when it rains it pours true. As we almost reached the end of our journey, we discover that the bridge has collapsed. Oh no! How did it?
回大王，
To
前面
answer
河流
your
就分支了。
majesty,
要
the
去侏罗
river
非得
branches
乘船
out
吗？
ahead, so to get to Chuolo village, we will need to take a boat. Gojian is finally taking the initiative to talk with me again, although he is keeping his head low. I can't tell if he's being humble or just mocking me. Is there not a pier nearby?
恐怕要绕回去观
I'm
察
afraid
才
that
对啊
the nearest pier is at the border town. Damn.
喂，那边的小兄弟，
Greetings to you young people over there. Oh shit!
别怕剑，只是个普通的农
Don't
夫。
draw your sword. He's just a farmer.
你们是要过桥吗？
Did you wanna
前几
cross
天下
the
大雨
bridge?，
河水
It
暴
was
涨
washed away， a
给
few
冲
days
坏
ago
了。
by surge in the river caused by a big storm.
阿叔，这里有船能去
Sir,
对岸
is
吗？
there a boat that can take us to the bank on the other side?
平时也有些小
There is
孩用竹
usually a
排在
group
河
of
里抓着
children
鱼
who，fish on their
现在水
bamboo
那么
rafts
急
over，there
谁都不敢
over
下去喂
here.
河伯
But
呀
with。the river so swollen, who would even dare to get so close to it?
啊，我们有急事要去对岸，求阿叔给我们指条路
We。need to get to the other side of the bank urgently. So could you please tell us how to get there?
再急也不能拿
he's
命开玩笑嘛。你们可以到阿叔
No
村里
matter
歇
how
几
urgent
天，
the
等借
issue
桥
is,
修
you
好了再
cannot
走。
make light of your own lives. You can come to my place and wait until the situation improves before being on your way. Nah. We need to do this to save a life, which is why I'm begging you.
作死的拦不住。再
You
往
can't
下
stop
游
death
走，
from happening.
河道
If
左
you
拐
go
的地方
further
有一片沼
downstream,
泽，
there's a marsh that you
人倒能趟过去，
may cross, but there
但
are
是那地儿
monsters
邪门
in
的
it.
很。
我怎么没听说过？
Why have I not heard of it?
也是最近1、2年才有的事儿。 心
It only
急要被鱼刺
started
卡，
happening 1 or
阿
2
叔
years
不会
ago.
骗你们的，
Haste makes
还是等
waste.
水退了乘船过河
I will
吧。
not lie to you, but it would be better for you to wait it out and cross later with a boat.
这个阿叔说的有道理。
The farmer
你一
is
路都
right.
在喘气，
You have been panting
就算你
throughout
不愿意
our
去村里
entire
休息，
journey, so
我
even
们还可以
if
绕回
you
去观察。
don't want to go into his village to take a break, we can go back up to the border town. We cannot afford any delays. I look at Xiaojiang anxiously. She is still unconscious on Gojian's back, although the jade fish amulet is keeping her life hanging by a thread. Anyone would be half dead by now if they, like her, could not eat or drink for a few days. Some young people never value their lives.
你们自己多小心
Please
啊
be！ careful. We will. Yes. Thank you. We will be on our way. Aju, I'm sorry, but I cannot wait any longer.
大王非凡，足以成国之重。
Your Majesty
最臣没有
is
资格反
ever
对大王的
wise,
命
and with the weight of the kingdom on your shoulders, I am in no position to object to your Majesty's order. That's... this is not an order. Gojian turns around to look at me, and I look back at him with an expression of sincerity, as if the words had come from my heart. No matter what becomes of our relationship, I would never be able to put on airs in front of him. I know that the harder I push on, the heavier the burden is for you, but Charjang is getting worse and worse.
知道。
I know. You
伤
don't
你
need
成
to
这
be
样
so anxious. He mumbles as he lifts Charjang higher up on his back, and with long strides he starts in the direction of the swamp. I secretly let out a sigh of relief and quicken my pace to catch up with him. The swamp is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Although the waters are not deep, the currents from the river have made them muddy. The forest canopy hangs dark shadows all around us, and it is hard to watch our steps, making it difficult to walk. Surrounded by rotten trees as far as my eyes can see, I am starting to become depressed. Ah.
走不到天黑，
We should stop
从现在开
walking
始
before
就得想
nightfall.
办法落
Right
脚
now
了。
we need to find somewhere to camp for the night. Camp here.
天黑了之后就辨不清
It
方
is
向
easy
了，
to lose one's sense of
倒是
direction
能看
once
见
it
幽魂、山鬼。
gets dark. We might
你敢不敢
also
走啊？
encounter demons and ghosts. So, do you still want to keep on walking? I'm not afraid. You can't scare me.
哦，
Oh,
那这个大
then
王怕
is
怕。
your majesty afraid of this? Gojian turns around with a snake covered in colorful patterned scales and is as thick as hempen rope. He takes it and waves it in front of me. Be careful with that.
放心吧，没毒。
Don't worry, it's harmless. Saying this, he tosses the snake quite a ways from us. This man is more like a wild man than the king of a kingdom.
不然大王以为我是怎么活过这3
How
年？
do you think I survived as a slave for the past 3 years? What, eating snakes? Feeling a sense of guilt, I lower my head and stare at my feet. The life of a king who has become a slave is not just fraught with hardships, but it is also one filled with loneliness, as there would be no one willing to lend a helping hand. What would it be like for a person who has ever since birth led a life of luxury to now lead such a miserable life of humiliation? What's more, he has not once complained about it to Ahu. From the hardships that I've experienced since I began this journey, I think I can understand him a bit better now.
这种时候，
At a
野
time
人
like
比
this,
国
a
君
wild
派得上用
man is
他。
more useful than a
Okay.
king. I'm not... Oh shit. Ah! Why is the sacred seal hurting at a time like this?
你怎么了？
Oh, what's wrong? Ooh. How happy can you be with that wretched life of yours? You might as well just die. Oh shit. I blink my eyes as my consciousness returns. I realize that if Gojian had been a split second slower, I would have fallen into the mud. I just tripped. I'm fine. I secretly clutched the jadefish at my waist. Although it was only for a brief moment, the bitter animosity that I felt just then makes me tremble. Huh. How happy can you be with that wretched life of yours? You might as well just die.
30
How? Wow, 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 wow.
三生无念，生亦何欢？
Get lost! Ooh. Suddenly, it feels like there is someone grabbing hold of my hand. My eyes widen to find Gujan at my side. I'm fine.
逞什么强？你需要休息。
Stop being so hard on yourself. You need to rest. Without another word, Gujan pulls me under a big tree. I cannot refuse him when he is so insistent about it. The floating island that he has sitting on makes me a little anxious. The ground shifts a little, but does not sink.
你的手是不
Did
是受
you
伤了
hurt？ your hand? I open my palm without thinking. It is covered in traces of blood that have taken the shape of the amulet.
你是傻子吗？
Are you stupid? No? He frowns as he treats my wounds. I watch him bend over my injury, and I'm reminded of our innocent days when we were just Ahu and Aju. Those were the days when our troubles were as far away from us as the clouds in the gay. In the gay? What? What's wrong with me? In the sky. Yesterday. All my troubles seemed so far away. I'm losing my voice. They were such beautiful but short-lived days.
你看上去很累。
You look tired. Would you like to take a nap? I am reminded of the voice just now and shake my head. I hurt all over, so I don't think I'll be able to fall asleep. Let's just chat.
你以前就特别重视这块。
Why are you so attached to that
有什么原因？
jade fish? A friend gave it to me when we were children. It was his clan token and can drive out evil.
那位朋友
That
一定很
friend
重视。
must really care a lot about you. Maybe. Shortly after giving me this jade amulet, he passed away. To this day, I don't know if he died for Nye or for me.
身为王子，
As a
国家和
king,
个
there
人
is no difference
本来
between
就没法彻
yourself
底
and
分
your
开的。
kingdom. This is especially
何况
true now that you
如
are a
今你是
king.
国君，
True. That is what it means to be a king.
听起来却不像是愿意做的事情。
It sounds like you are unwilling to face the fact. I am afraid that I haven't performed well.
其实
To tell
我
you
认
the
出之前
truth,
咬着我们不
I have
放的
known
人是
for
龙神
quite
信
a
徒。
while now that it is the followers of the dragon god that have been persistently chasing after us.
吴越相邻，
How could I
当年
not
和驴大
know
闹
of
干戈
the
剿灭
time
龙神信徒，
Huhu
或
tried
岂不知
exterminating all of the dragon
黑
god's
衣覆灭和
followers,
刺青
especially when the
是他们的标记。
kingdoms of Nye and Yue share a border. I even know that black clothing and tattoos are their trademarks.
你跟我说句老实话吧，
Ahu, please answer me
他们
honestly.
是为报仇而来。
Are they doing this for revenge? Yes. Mage Shan, the previous head priest of Nye, had intended to unify the dragon god's followers in an attempt to take over the throne. So we had all of the traitors executed.
这也是逼使你隐瞒女子身份继位的原因吗？
Is that why you had to pretend to be a man to succeed the throne?
早在虎丘山上，我
I've
就怀疑
long
你
had
是个
my
女子。
suspicions that you were a girl, even back when we were at Tiger Hill. I am shocked. I never thought that he would have suspected me for so long.
你又何须这么惊讶？
Why are you so shocked? We were close
太过
friends
亲近
then,
了。
maybe too close.
老实说，
To be honest, even
我到
now I
现在也
don't
分
know
不
what
清
is more shocking, that you are the king
到
of
底你
Nye
是吴
or
王，
that you are a girl.
还是你是个女子？也许最让我震惊的是，
Maybe what shocks me the most is
你把
how
吴
well
国
you
治理
have
得很好。
managed to rule the kingdom of Nye. What, because I'm a girl? Do you really think so?
Hmm?
Yes? Rude. Yeah. That I managed the kingdom of Nye very well.
真的，
Yes.
我知道
I
这
know
个多
that
难。
it hasn't been easy. After all, I too was once a king.
我也曾经是国君。
Why did you not expose my identity as a girl?
因为我觉得
Because I've always
我们是
felt
同类。
that we are very similar. Similar.
你认为是你扮成假小的为王荒唐，
Which do you think is more
还是我
ridiculous?
从国君沦
You
为奴
dressing
仆
as a
更荒唐？
boy to succeed to the throne, or me, a king who is now a slave? I don't know, man.
世事颠倒无常，
Seldom
仿佛
do we
造化
see
弄
the
人。
world turned upside down, but Lady
命不
Luck
由
makes
我。
fools of us mortals, and now I cannot take control of my own fate.
但是
But I won't give up, and
我
I
不
will
认命。
regain control of my own destiny. I am stunned. Gojian gazes up at the sky that is half covered by trees. The expression in his eyes dazzles me, and I cannot look away. How do you plan on taking control of your destiny?
只要一息尚存，我
As
誓不
long
允
as
许。
there is life within me, I swear that I will not give up.
结果生也
If
好
I，continue to live
死也罢
good, if I die, so
我
what?
命由我创。
I will live my life to its fullest. Oh. Hearing him say that, I see myself struggling for my life under those big dragon claws that as I let out a long, blood-curdling scream. Ah, shit. In that instant, I finally understand why Gojian and I are so similar. We have both tasted the pain of loss too many times to allow our fates to control us, to not struggle against its oppression, to take control of my destiny. Gojian, do you want to return to Yue? Gojian whips his head around to look at me with bright eyes. We stare at each other for quite a while before he finally nods his head.
想，
Yes. I can punish you for treason for what you just said.
我本来也有无数种方法可以达成目的，
I also have
我可以
countless
欺瞒
ways to achieve
讨
my
好你，
goal. I can deceive
甚至在
you,
计划为大王
please
献上
you,
西施
and
的时
even
候，
bargain with
我
you
都可以
like I
暗中
did
算
when
计。
I offered you the information on Xixi. Then why haven't you done so?
因为
Because you know me like
能明
no
白
one else does. Ah,
你明白我，
you know me,
正如我知你
just
为
like
王。
I know, just
比常人
like
多出太
how
多
I
苦处。
know that you are the king. We have tasted far more hardships than the common people. Are you sure about that, dude?
我敬佩你，
I admire you, Aho.
所以
So I don't
我不
wish
愿
to
骗你。
lie to you. See, he said Ahu, not Fushai or your majesty. But Ahu. Fine. Once we have cured Xiaozhang, I will allow you to return to Yue. Ah, man. Gojian wears an expression of disbelief. With eyes opened wide, he quickly kneels down and prostrates himself before me.
姐，
This seer
感激不
cannot
尽。
thank you enough. Stop. Don't thank me so hastily. There will be conditions that you must agree to before you can return. The countries north of the river have always despised yet feared. War will break out sooner or later. Although the kingdom of Chu has been heavily destroyed, its foundations still stand. It is only a matter of time before they retaliate against Nye. You must manage the kingdom of Yue well, so that Nye may have another ally. I may regret the decisions that I have made today, but I most definitely understand you. Aju, I want you to take control of your own destiny. Gojian stares at me with his mouth open wide, then finally kneels down once more and bows before me. The pain in my chest slowly fades, and I cannot help but smile. This is a gamble, but who is to say that I don't have choices, that I won't be able to take control of my own destiny? Enough. Kneeling and bowing here on this barren and untamed mountain is pretty foolish. Now get up.
也对，
You are right. Wow. We look at each other and burst out laughing. Oh! Huh. What is it? I think I hear a strange noise. Ah, it's a monster! Dun, 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 dun. I hear it too, and it seems to be coming closer. Watch your back! Ah, shit. As I turn around, something smelling of rotting flesh flies at my face. I instinctively reach out and grab it. It's a snake! I throw the snake down as hard as I can. It is then, as it wriggles non-stop, that I notice that it is black and about 2 feet long. It cannot be! As I draw my sword, several black snakes spring out of the water and come at us like black arrows. Ah shit! With my sword in hand, I can smell the putrid stink of snake blood that seems to permeate all around me. These snakes are far bigger than the one that first attacked me. If any one of them were to wrap their bodies around us, we would be in serious danger.
怎么越杀越多
How is it that they keep coming even after we've killed so many? Oh shit. The strange noise I hear seems to be getting louder and louder. I take a quick glance behind me and see hundreds of black snakes slithering on the trees and rotten logs that barely stay afloat due to their weight. From a distance it looks as if the swamp is boiling.
快跑！
Run! Gojian throws Xiaojiang over his shoulders and grabs my hand as we flee the floating island. Do you know which direction we need to go?
来不及仔细看了，
There's
凭
no
感觉
time
了。
to look. We'll just have to go with our instincts. Dun 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 dun. The bottom of the swamp is very soft and we seem to sink deeper into the ground with each step that we take. We would have been too tired to move if it hadn't been for our short reprieve, although we are not much better off now for it. Duck! Oh shit. I slash at a snake that is as thick as a child's thigh. Mud and snake blood splash onto my face. Ew. But I have no time to wipe it off. With a backslash, I kill yet another enemy of an unknown origin. Gojian seems to be in no better shape than I. A black snake falls onto his shoulders, and that nearly causes him to slip into the water.
这肯定是那位二叔说的，沼泽精怪。
This must be the swamp monster the former farmer was talking about. You don't say! Would normal snakes gather like this to kill us? Oh shit. We are unable to take a break due to this mountain of snakes. After killing an endless number of snakes, the trees thin out some, and I can finally see more ground than just the floating island.
看来不远了，再坚持一
Looks
下。
like the exit isn't far now. Let's keep going. Something isn't right. Can you feel it?
攻击我们的大蛇
There
被
are
少了
less。snakes attacking us. Wait, they're swimming
他们在
ahead
拼命
of
向前
us
游。
now. Are they planning a frontal attack?
一群臭蛇有那么聪明吗？
Can a nest of snakes be that intelligent? Oof, my legs shake a little. Ah, stop shaking. I squint my eyes to better see where the snakes are congregating and notice a dark clump of bush that seems to grow taller and clearer the closer I get. Once I see its smooth, slippery belly more clearly, a black python that is a few hundred feet long comes charging right at us. Oh no! Dun 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 dun! Wah! Ahoo! Oh shit! Gaussian pushes me away, and with one slash, he gives the python a horizontal gash to its belly. Unexpectedly, the giant python doesn't bleed from the cut. Its belly gushes even more huge snakes. No! There are a countless number of black snakes wriggling in its belly as the wound closes before our very eyes, like it had never been wounded in the first place. This unnatural scene is making our hair stand on end.
龙神信徒，
Followers of the dragon god! How could it be? We look past the snake to see a few figures in black standing on higher ground, playing a strange and accursed song. There are too many motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking swamp. Yes, yes. Ah, shit. Their bodies emit a black smoke-like aura that seems to follow the eerie chant as it enters the giant black python.
果然是他们在搞鬼。
Just as I thought, this is their doing. Let's cut off the snake's head.
信徒交给你了。
I'll leave the flowers to you. Oh shit. Before finishing his sentence, he flings Xiaojiang at me and rushes at the giant python with a slash.
丑蛇，
Damn
冲我来
snake!
啊！
Come at me! I tighten my hold on Xiaojiang as I grit my teeth and run in the other direction. Neither of us can defeat such a strange monster. Our only way to win is to rid it of its source, the dragon god's followers. Aju must have also thought of this, which is why he is trying to bait the snake. If I were to worry about him and turn back, I would be betraying his trust in me. We are already at the edge of the swamp. All we need is this last-ditch effort. Suddenly, a person in black lets out a strange scream.
什么？
What the? Gaussian's exclamation shocks me, and I turn around. Ooh. The swamp floor starts to bubble as hundreds of black snakes leap up. In the blink of an eye, they join together with giant python and begin charging straight at me. Ah shit! Run! The giant python comes at me like the wind, and there is no time for me to make an escape. A strong sense of dissatisfaction rises within me, and my tired body suddenly perks up with energy. Ah shit. With one thrust, I stab my sword into the pitch black belly of the python. Dun, 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 dun. If only I had this kind of courage when I was faced with that giant white beast 5 years ago. I'll take control of my destiny! Wah, I've been inspired! I cut open the belly of the python with my sword, and it gives a howl of anger. It then opens its mouth wide and rushes at me. I mean, wasn't cutting it useless? Oh shit! Suddenly, hundreds of swords rise from the water around me. Oh shit! It's the new boy! And pierce through the giant python. With just one attack, the water swords. Is it the new boy? Is it the new boy? The water swords managed to shred the monster into thousands of pieces. Splatters of mud fly onto my face as I stand in a daze. Was that snake monster made out of mud? And what were those swords of water? Ah, it's the boy! Like an unstoppable tornado, water swords fly majestically through the sky towards the giant snake which is attacking Gojian. Yes, a good boy! A mesmerizing figure in white dances gracefully. His sword strokes are so fast that they look like flashes of lightning. His long sleeves sway like the long tail of that big, beautiful fish that frequents my dreams. It all seems so unbelievable against the tragic backdrop of mud and blood. Yeah, let's dump the other one. Yes, I have been waiting for this boy. My vision starts to blur from the sprays of water and mud as I watch the giant snake get cut into thousands of pieces by the water sword. The followers let out wretched screams before falling dead as their evil souls leave their bodies. Thank you for murdering my enemies. We are saved. My body goes limp like a ball falling from midair, and I tumble to the ground. But I stare forlornly at the figure in white as I am overcome with a feeling of familiarity. Yeah, he's probably he's clearly... Oh shit. Gojian rushes to my side, but a pair of strong and fair hands are one step ahead of him. They gently pick me up into their embrace. With the problem solved, a long-forgotten feeling of security overcomes me as my consciousness slowly fades. Someone sighs softly in my ear.
莫怕，
Childhood friend. Ahu, don't be afraid. Okay, so I think this is the last chapter that we're allowed to play.
我虽然希望你别参加，
Yes. Ahu, it is too dangerous for you to attend the ritual to kill the dragon god. I hope you will be spared, but I know that it is of the utmost importance that every member of the royal family attend. The head priest has already informed me of the dangers. Since you're not afraid, I need to be just as brave as you.
就知道你会这么说。
I knew you would say that. Here, this is for you.
这个给你。
Ah, shit. Isn't this the jade fish amulet that never leaves your side? Yes. This jade amulet houses a magical spirit which I have nourished with my own magical powers for a long time now.
早已不逊。
Now, its power is on par with mine. Isn't that supposed to be given to your future yin fish as a token of love? Why are you giving it to me? I don't get it! What?
不能什么万一，
If something should happen, this amulet can save your life. Then that's all the more reason why I should not take it. What will happen if your powers aren't enough when you are alone on Tiger Hill?
必须先在太湖把龙
They
神
will
精
have to
魂
seal
封
the
入袋里
dragon god's spirit in the sacred thing before transporting it to Tiger Hill to have the seal
我这边没那
reinforced
么
by
危
the
险，
sword
你就拿去
formation.
吧。
You will be in more danger than me, so you should take it.
就当是安慰你
Ahu,
心，
just think of it
等
as
休息结束
giving
后
me a piece of
你再还我，
mind,
好不好？
peace of mind, and take it. You can return it to me once the ceremony is over. Agreed? That's a death flag. But he's not dead. Since you feel that way, fine.
今之所愿，
My only wish in this life is for Ahu to be safe. Sunlight? After a few days of continuous rain and gloomy skies, the warm and gentle sunlight is especially comforting. If only it wasn't so bright. Ah, shit! Wait, where am I? I tumble out of bed and look around. It seems that I am alone in a simple, tidy wooden hut. The smell of medicinal herbs hangs in the air. I find that all my wounds have already been treated, and even my usual ailments are not giving me as much pain as they normally do. I take in my surroundings with suspicion. I cannot find my sword. Left with no choice, I pick up a stick that is lying next to the door and give it a few practice swings. Good, this should be helpful. Wait a minute, where's Aju and Xiaozhang?
哎呀，小哥你醒了。
Hey lad, are you alright? A plainly dressed village woman appears. She puts down her broom and comes to greet me warmly.
你肚子
You
肯定
must
饿
be
了。
hungry. I
阿姐
will
给你
make
做鱼
you
羹。
some fish
你快先回
soup
屋歇
while
着
you rest
啊。
in the hut. Wait a minute, Mrs. I suddenly feel something holding me back. Looking down, I see that I'm surrounded by the village children. They eye me with curiosity.
去去去，把
Shoo,
客人吓着
you're
了。
scaring our
先
great
生下次
guest.
不给糖吃了啊！
If you don't stop it, the gentleman will not give you any sweets next time. The village children disperse like a school of small fish and laugh as they run away. I put down my stick awkwardly. Mrs., can you please tell me where I am?
这是祝罗村
This
呐。
is Zhuolo Village. Zhuolo Village. Is there a doctor by the name of Ji Shi here?
小哥，
Ah,
这就是西子
lad,
的
this
家
is
呀。
Mr. Shishi's home. Surprise! I look around the area to see a simple and clean courtyard surrounded by a few wooden huts. In the middle of the courtyard lay a few bamboo sheaves. On them are strange plants and insects that were left out to dry. This really does look like the residence of a doctor. The village woman continues to explain.
你们几个
When the
被先生
gentleman
从沼泽
rescued you
救了
and
回来，
brought you
身
out
上
of
都
the
有伤，
swamp, you were
睡了
all
好几
covered
天
in
呢。
wounds. You had slept
那沼泽有金冠
you，had slept
你们遇
for
到
a
了
few
先
days
生，
after
运
that.
气真是
You're
好的不得
all
了。
very fortunate to have survived the monsters in the swamp. That's true. Do you know where the two people who were with me are? Mrs., have you seen them?
那是当然啦。
Yay, of course. Her face is so creepy. The village woman takes out a piece of cloth from her pocket and hands it to me.
这是你那位兄弟
This
让我
was
转
what
交给你的。
that young man asked
他
me
昨
to
天一
pass
早
to
就
you.
离开
He
村子了。
left the village yesterday morning. Ooh. Anxiously, I unfold the cloth. On it is a message from Gojian. Huhu, I am going to the border town to look for the others. Please trust me and wait here for me. Aju.
那个小妹
As
嘛，
for that little girl, I cannot
一两
explain
句
it.
话说不清
You
楚。
better follow
你
me.
跟我来。
Huh. Interesting. The village woman brings me to a hut and takes out a bunch of keys.
这穷乡僻壤
Although there
的，
is
倒也不是
nothing
防
to
贼，
steal from
主
this
要是怕
poor
村里那
remote
些小毛
village,
头不懂
we
事。
were afraid that the
不是
village
故意把
idiot
人
might
锁
do
起来的。
something stupid. We had only meant to protect her by locking her up. She unlocks the door while apologizing to me. Huh. It is dark in the hut, and after my eyes adjust to the darkness, I am greeted with a shocking sight. Shajan seems to be floating in mid-air. Her arms, which had been curled tightly in front of her, are now lying on her sides. The ominous dagger that she had been holding is also suspended in mid-air, and is now dangling tip down directly over her heart. If it falls but a few inches, it will pierce her heart. There is this bird engraved on the dagger with gems for eyes, and they gleam sinisterly. It feels like it is trying to read my mind. The village woman suddenly pulls me back as I am about to take a step in. She has a lot of strength for someone so petite. Her one yank forces me to take a few steps backwards.
千万
Be
别进去，
careful!
会
Don't
碰
go
坏
in
那些
or
线的。
you will bump into the strings. Strings! It is then that I notice something shiny as it reflects the light coming in through the door. It is one of the many strands of silver string that are tightly strung all over the hut. It is also these silver strings that are holding up the girl and the dagger, making them look like they are floating in mid-air upon first glance.
先生交代过，
The
在小妹醒
gentleman
来
has
之前，
instructed that
碰不
no
得那
one
些
should
线。
touch those strings before the girl wakes up. Saying this, the village woman unlocks the door and hands the keys over to me with a smile.
不过他说，等你看过了之
He
后，
also said that
就把
once
钥匙
you've
给你。
awoken and have
你
seen
想看
this,
随便
I
看，
should hand
就
the
是
keys
千万
over
别再踩
to
进去
you.
了。
Feel free to look in on her, but please don't go in. Thank you, Mrs. And where is Mr. Jishi?
他去河边清洗草药了。
He went
你
to
从
the
院子出
river
去
to，wash
顺着左边的
wash
小路
his
下坡
herbs.
就能看到了。
If you take the footpath down, you will see him on the left. Thank you. Wash his herbs. After thanking the village woman, I turn around and run out of the courtyard.
找到他了，就赶紧回来喝
Come
鱼
back,
羹啊！
come back quickly. Don't forget to finish the fish soup. Is it because I feel well rested, or because the medicine he gave me was so effective that my body feels as light as a feather? It has been many years since I felt this way. Even my heart feels like it was soaring. The footpath goes downhill, and I can already smell the faint scent of water. Oh shit! It's the pretty boy! Huh? Suddenly, a thought crosses my mind. I slow down my pace. My life starts to flash before my eyes as if I were on the brink of death. Everything that happened in my past feels so unreal. Although I cannot deny that we were indeed saved by a man named Jishi. Visions of a man dressed in white standing amid that black swampy border come to my mind. I cover my mouth in amazement. It's not possible. Let's go. This must be the illusion that one has before they die. Ever since the nightmares about what happened at Lake Tai began, the image of that person keeps appearing in my mind. That must be why I am seeing this vision of him as my rescuer. That must be it. After all, when I went to the sword pond 5 years ago and saw the place filled with dead bodies, among them was... was it? As I try to piece the past events together in my mind, I become more and more confused as to what really happened. Amid the chaos in my mind, one assumption seems clear. If only that person were alive. Oh shit! I run like the wind to the riverside. Next to an old tree that is half submerged in water, I see a familiar figure with his back turned with his back turned towards me, his head lowered. He's staring at 2 mounds of dirt that are under a tree. I hold my breath and slow down my pace as my vision begins to blur. In front of me is a man with hair fluttering lightly in the breeze. He carries with him an air of gentle dignity, just like my childhood dreams, which have disappeared and have never returned. Ahoo! The man turns around and faces me with a warm smile. A refreshing breeze blows from the direction of the river, and all the hardships that I've faced these past 5 years seem to disappear in it. Oh shit! I'm drinking water to celebrate. Oh, brah! Yes, Yes. Although I don't think we can marry anyone because we're king. Although there was some talk about like a secret marriage. I don't know. The only thing I can remember is our final moments together and Yi Guang's beautiful and gentle smile. Today I finally see for myself in that pair of calm, bright eyes. A thin, fair village man. Although I've changed since then, he is still as perfect as the day we first met. If this is a dream, please don't wake me up. Ahoo! I don't know, I can't say this normally. I shouldn't, yeah. Huh.
几年不见，你可别
I
睡
don't
傻
see
了。
you for a few years, and you turn dumb. That's rude. Ji Guang opens his arms as he teases me, welcoming me like he did in our youth, and making me feel like I had never left his side. Yeah, I mean, we're the king, so we could probably have a harem of men. I choke on my emotions as I punch his chest with all my might.
哇，
Whoa!
你用得着这么
did
大
you,
力吗？
did you need to use so much strength? I thought you had died. Unable to control myself, I burst into tears. Why not? Yeah. Lost in my anger, the turbulence of many mixed emotions turns into a violent storm within my heart. Suddenly I'm taken back 5 years ago to the bloody event that happened at Lake Tai. Seeing the ground at the sword pond covered with fresh blood and corpses, I had torn out my vocal cords with an ear-piercing scream. I had once thought that killing the dragon god would be well worth the sacrifice, but little did I know that the price would be so heavy. To secure the spirit of the dragon god, my father had reinforced the sword pond by cruelly sacrificing all of the people in the Shi clan. Oh shit! Then it's good that he died, I think. When I had rummaged through the mountain of corpses, like a madman searching for Yi Guang's remains, I felt like I too had died. Why did I survive? Ahoo. 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 Sorry. So sorry.
为什么要道歉？
Why do you need to apologize? I couldn't get to Tiger Hill in time to save you. I'm sorry.
这根本不关你的事。
Why are you blaming yourself when it had nothing to do with you? My head is hurting, and I'm feeling dizzy. It almost feels like I am dying again. Yi Guang lets out a sigh, then lifts my lowered head. He takes his sleeve and gently dries my tears. Under his calm and quiet gaze, I slowly regain my composure. Yi Guang,
冷静些了吗？
have you calmed down? Ahu, I need you to listen to
我需
what
要你听我
I'm
说话。
about to say.
当年
At that time,
早在
before
秋
the
季前，
autumn's offering ceremony,
我阿娘已
and
通过卦
through
象
her
卜知诸
divinations,
神
my
之事
mother
凶多吉
already
少。
knew what was going to happen.
你我早知龙
You and
神
I
是邪
know
魔
that
外
the
道，
dragon god is not a
一
real
旦他吸
god.
取了足够多的心灵魂力而显
I
化
see.
大成，
Okay.
世上
Once
再
he
难
has
分敌手，
absorbed enough souls and magical power from the
届时
rulers
覆
or
灭的
rulers of Nye,
又何
he
止
will
你我两
unleash an unstoppable force of evil upon the world. When that time comes, it will be more than just you and I who suffer.
我爹娘族人，
It was my
是
parents
蜘蛛
and the
神，
rest of my clansmen
为的
who
是心中大
insisted
义，
on killing the dragon god
哪怕最后
for
劫数
the
难逃，
greater good.
仍是我们的抉
Despite
择。
having to sacrifice ourselves, it was still our choice.
正如
Just as
你
you
们
and
为
your
自己的
family
抉择付出了代价。
family paid the price for your choice. I gaze into Yi Guang's clear, bright eyes, and am amazed at how they hold no trace of deception.
我还活着，
Aho, I am still
你也一
alive,
样。
and so are you.
我不记
I
恨
do
任何
not
人。
hold any resentment towards anyone. I am speechless, but I know that everything he has said was from his heart. Shi Yi Guang has always been a generous and broad-minded person. My torrid emotions finally calmed down as I sob and rub my nose. I eye Yi Guang's sleeve with embarrassment. It is now messy with my snot and tears. Yi Guang waves his hands in an act of casual dismissal.
我还以为你要直接哭
I
断
thought
气
you
呢。
were going to cry until you died. What a dumb thing to say. I start to laugh, and Yi Guang joins in the laughter. With everything that happened that day at the sword pond, how did you manage to escape?
阿娘心软，舍不得我一同
My
陪葬。
mother couldn't bear the
暗中
thought
托
of
付
me
祖宗的一
dying
位大
if
佬，
something terrible were to
万一
happen,
不测，
so she
便施法使我
secretly
假死。
arranged for an
并带领
elderly
我
man in our clan to fake my death and sneak me out of Nye.
后来我们隐
We
姓埋
then
名，
changed our names
辗转
and
到了
moved
此地，
here. That is how
就
I
有人
became
今日所
Jishi.
见的西施。
So I see.
大致情况我也
Gojian
听
had
勾践说
already
了，
given me the gist of it,
想不
but
到
I did not think the ones seeking
来求
medical
医的
treatment would be
原来是
you
你
and
和
the
越王啊！
king of Yue. I thought you already knew.
几天前
A，few days ago,
一个
an
旧
old
病人来
patient
信，
of mine sent
请我
me a
为他的
letter
朋友治
begging
怪
me to
病。
cure his friend of an unusual ailment.
我早知这人出
I
身不
knew
低，
that this was a person of
却没有
power,
想到
but I did not think the
他口中的朋
friend
友就
he
是你。
mentioned was you until I
直到
felt the
感应到
jade
鱼
fish
与靠
amulet
近。
nearby. Your old patient should be a relative of Gojian, so you rushed to the swamp because of the jade fish amulet. Yes. The jade
鱼
fish
已几乎
amulet
算我
is
的
like
分
an
身。
extension of
感
myself.
应到他在附近时，
When I felt
我还
it
吃了一
close
惊
by,
呢。
I was shocked. He's so OP, like it's been 5 years and his magical power is still enough to be active and like powerful and I mean this is the obvious choice of the best man. We're gonna see. Yes, OP boyfriend. We're gonna see if something bad comes to light about him, but I don't know. Like the other boys can be in my harem, but he's the one. 5 years ago. When you gave me this amulet, did you know what was going to happen? Yeah, there has to be a catch. I had a hunch, but what does it matter if I can foresee the future like my mother? People are
这世间人
unpredictable,
做事啊，
and the future is never
许多
set
是
in
看的。
stone. That is true. It never stopped my father nor I from trying to break the sacred vow, not even when we knew that it would be as difficult as becoming a god.
昨日之事不可留，
Let bygones be
昨日
bygones.
之忧不可思。
You really don't care about what happened. Ji Guang smiles as he turns to look at the earthen mounds beneath the tree.
去年
Last year,
那位大
that
佬
old
辞
man
世，
passed away. I buried
我
him
把他
next
葬
to
到
my
我爹娘的
parents'
衣冠冢旁
gravestone,
边，
and I come here
得
to
闲时
chat with them
来与
whenever
他们
I'm
话话
free.
家常。斯人已逝，
The dead are no longer
与人
with
世
us,
间切
so
断
why
了
do
联
the
系，
living need to chain ourselves
活
to
着的
the
人
emotions of the
又何
past?
必强留住那些？
I gaze at the 2 mounds of dirt as the river continues to flow endlessly next to me. It seems like I'm the only one holding on to all the hatred and suffering. While I don't want to be tied down by my destiny, I cannot escape its chains. If only there were more easygoing people like you in the world.
戏子，
Oh
不好了
shit. Mr. Jishi, come quick.
阿忠嫂，
Mrs. Song.
放着小妹和剑
The
的屋子
hut where
在
the
这儿
little
呢。
girl and dagger are is shaking.
知道了。
I'm coming. Ah, shit! When we reach the courtyard, we can hear a strange bestial sound coming from the wooden hut that Xiaoxiang is in. Some of the roof thatching on it has even fallen off. As I take out the keys, Yi Guang waves his hand and the door opens with a whoosh. The once tranquil light in the hut has now turned bizarre. A thick fog escapes the room and engulfs me, making me feel nauseous and dizzy. The once motionless Xiaojiang starts to struggle as the dagger inches closer to stabbing her in the heart. Oh no! Yi Guang reaches for the silver string and immediately blood pours out from his fingers, dyeing the silver string red.
好，
I command you from the sky fall,
从地
from
出
the
者，
earth rise, obey.
服
I should have listened to that. As the spell falls from his lips, the silver strings start to glow a pale green. In an instant, the thick fog and the bestial sound stop, as everything returns to the peaceful state that it had once been. Yi Guang enters the hut and nods his head at me.
人没事，
She is fine,
放心
don't
吧。
worry. Just now, was that normal?
不正常。
No, it was not normal. I would think so.
我在屋中布
I
下
have
两种咒
placed
术，
two different kinds of
一个
spells
是
on
引
this
线
hut.
逆引之术，
One is the silver
能引导
string
少
that
将
is
散逸的魂
supposed
力
to
回
bring
体；
Xiaojiang's soul back
另
to
一个
her
则是辟
body,
邪之术。
and the other is a spell to cast out evil spirits.
通常两
Usually,
种咒术
those
都
two
不会有
spells
什么
wouldn't cause any trouble unless.
除非
Unless? Yi Guang holds the dagger gingerly as he becomes lost in thoughts. Unless it is the work of the dagger. I too was nearly harmed by its evil aura.
嗯，
Huh? But this
这
dagger
把
is
短
not
剑并不是
cursed,
邪物
but，a sacred artifact.
神器
Oh
才
shit! Plot twist. Sacred artifact?
对，
That's right.
它的巫力
Its
很强，
magical powers are very
与那
potent.
座封神的德
It
鼎
has
相
at
比，
least
也
half
能
of
击
the
败。
half the power of the ding, which we sealed the dragon god in. I am speechless. To think of my endless search for such a strong artifact, and it was right in front of me this whole time. We were always under the impression that the dagger was the medium of a curse. But if she is not under the curse of this dagger, why hasn't she woken up?
根据我对巫邪那伙人的了解，
According
他
to
们
what I
失数
know
把
of
少将的
Mage
神魂
Shan
困在
and
血
his
气阵
group,
中，
they probably put
而这血
Xiao
气阵
Zhang's soul in a
正在试
human
试他的魂力，
sacrificial array
意
to
识是
feed
昏
on
迷
the
的
power that is needed to sustain her body. That is why she hasn't woken up yet. Oh. A human sacrificial array.
对，
That's right.
血
The
气阵难成
tricky
之
thing
处在
about this human
它以
sacrificial
众多的
array
血为媒
is that
介，
it would need
结
the
阵于
blood
神
of
上。
its victim
以
to
外力
work.
贸然破阵的话，
If
恐怕
we
会误
used
伤神。
force to break it, it would hurt the person's soul.
如果没有那把
If
神
that
剑护体，
sacred dagger hadn't been
少将走在
protecting
众
her,
筹时
Xiaojiang
就会
would
被
have
夺走生
died
魂。
the minute they captured her soul. So that's why the followers did not kill her. No, even if they had died, they might not have succeeded.
那把剑和鱼玉一样拥有
The
气力，
dagger is like the
也会
amulet.
会有其
They
处。
both contain spirits that would protect their owners. But back then, the amulet protected me from an evil aura. If this dagger is so powerful, why doesn't it help Xiaojiang?
恐怕失数的龙神信徒也付出了极大代价。
Perhaps the followers of the dragon god
才相信突破禁人的防御。
also paid a high price to breach the dagger's defenses. From what Cheng Dan told me, it takes 3 lives. This is really strange. The followers must have known her real identity if they were after Xiaojiang specifically. But why are they still chasing after her, even after getting what they wanted? And why are they still using the human sacrificial array?
确实，他们布阵
Indeed,
施施火力，必有所
perhaps they needed the magical power from
获
her
许
soul,
症结出在
and
少
hence
将
they
身上
needed。to use the array. Perhaps there is something special about Xiaojiang. With that said, was Xiao Zhang's disappearance on Tiger Hill really a coincidence? The more we dig into this matter, the more confusing it gets. It looks like we have to wait until Xiao Zhang wakes up to understand this better. So, is there anything we can do to save her from the array?
只要她的魂力聚集
With
起
the
来，
help of the silver strings, and as long as she can amass enough power within her soul with the help of those silver strings, she should be able to use her own magic to break free from the spell. Her own magic?
你不知少江是巫女吗？
Did Aho
她
not
修
know
为还
that
不错呢。
Xiao Zhang is a mage? Her powers are quite strong. After learning that the dagger was a sacred artifact, I didn't think there would be a piece of more shocking news. He Guang sighs and presses his index finger on Xiao Zhang's forehead. A white light emits from where he is pressing, and as the silver strings shimmer all around us. It is then that I realized that Xiao Zhang doesn't look as withered as before. She now looks like she has simply fallen asleep. Her rosy cheeks stand out against her dark hair and fair complexion. Although she is still a little childlike, she is quite the beauty. She's beautiful, a powerful mage, and the favorite princess of the King of Qi. If I was really a man, I would be happy to have obtained such a treasure. Can't we marry her still? I would like to do that. Well, not really, because if she's like 15, which they said she looks like, but you know.
我渡给了少江一些巫力，
Although I have transferred some of my powers to Xiao
治
Zhang,
本之法
it is only a drop
仍
in
让
the
她本
ocean
人以神
compared
魂
to
魄
what she needs. She needs to use her own power to break out of this.
刚刚似乎是有
That
外力
said,
催动了
it
她
must
体
have
内的
been
血气
an
场。
outside force that created
才出了
the
那番异变。
disturbance just now. Could it have been the dragon god's followers?
应该是
Should have been. Shi Guang must have felt that something was wrong as he wears a stern expression. What's the matter?
村外的守阵被人触动了。
Something has happened to the protective spells that I placed outside of the village. I don't understand what has happened, but I chase after him as he flies out the door. We run to the bank of the river. There are already quite a few villagers gathered there, and as they point at the opposite bank, the children run around underfoot as they join in on the fun. Following the gaze of the others, I look to the opposite bank. Ah, shit!
果然是他们搞的鬼。
It really is them. Xi Guang, we need to get everyone to safety.
别担心，
Don't
他们
worry.
闯不进
They
我
can't
们的
enter
村子
the
四周的
village since I've placed a protective spell over it. Saying that, he points to a softly glowing string that runs along the bank of the river. Is that the protective spell?
对，
Yes.
我和大佬当初为防有邪物闯
A
进
long
村中，
time ago, the old
合力
man
布下
and
了
I
守护
were
阵。
afraid that something evil would come into the village, and so together we put this place under a protective spell.
那天救回你们后，
After saving
我才
you
信
that
徒还
day,
会再
I
来，
guessed that the
便
dragon
特意
god's
针对他们
followers
惯有
would
的
come
巫法
back.
加过
So
了
I
这个。
used another protective spell that is especially strong against their form of magic. But they have a lot of people. Are you sure about this?
守阵常年被
Don't
地脉
worry.
灵力滋养，
The protection
Why?
spell has been strengthened
没有守阵，
and nurtured by the
我也不
power
把
of
他们放进
nature
眼里。
these many years. But even without the spell, there is still no cause for concern. Yup, he's so OP. What's the catch? There's gonna be one. Geniuses are also proud. Nothing. The leader of the followers takes a step forwards and points at me. Is he picking me out for a demonstration?
他手中好像
Oh no, he's holding something in his hand. I walk closer to the riverbank with caution. You shouldn't. Why would you do that, dude? He lifts a pale green jade amulet that is made of even more eye-catching by the followers' black attire in the background. That is Chen Feng's amulet. Oh no!
好，
Swords, go forth. With an exaggerated wave of his hand, swords of water magically rise up from the river and fly towards the enemy. The leader of the group gives a sinister sneer as a sudden puff of smoke seems to swallow them where they stand. Damn. The spectators give us gasp of surprise. The water swords turn back into water after passing through the smoke. Once that smoke dissipated, there was no trace of the men in black. Men in black. Ji Guang, give me back my sword. Chen Feng and I were on the boat when we were attacked and got separated. He must have been captured by those villains.
也可能是个故弄玄虚的陷阱。
But it may
如果他
also
们只
be
是
a
为了
trap.
抓你，
If
用
their
乘风
goal
破
is to
浪做诱
catch
饵
you,
就更好。
then wouldn't it be more effective to use the actual captive instead? I know, but you cannot expect me to do nothing, can you?
陈峰也是我的朋友，
Chen Feng is
他出
also
事
my
我怎么会
friend.
坐视不
Do
理
you？ think I'd do nothing if he
如果
really
真的
was
落
in
到信
danger?
徒手上，
I would have been
我一
able
探
to
便
tell
知。
if he had been captured by the Dragon God's followers with just one look. Are you sure about that, dude? Where do your powers end? I didn't mean it that way.
我明白，
I
但你
understand.
的身子虚得很，
But
需
your
要好
body is
好调
still
理，
weak and you need time to recover.
还不如留在
You
守
should
镇
wait for me
等我
here.
休息。
Yeah, nerf him. Ji Guang looks at me sternly. I feel guilty, like a difficult patient who has not followed her doctor's orders. Fine, you have a point. I will stay here in the village.
放心，我不会和他们
Don't
正面
worry,
冲突
I
的。
will not attack the enemy head on.
乡亲们，
Fellow
你们也别出
villagers,
村或者下
please
田了
stop。tending to the
刚
fields
刚那
and
群是
stay
妖
in the
怪，
village.
很危险。
Those men who were here
大家
are
先安
very
心等我回来。
dangerous. Please rest and wait for my return. You're gonna take them on
Yeah.
alone?
不是变戏法的呀。
Huh? You mean that was not a performance? The rest of the villagers are none the wiser, as they laugh and chat about what had happened just now. I am the only one who is worried. Ji Guang waves at us. He taps his foot lightly on the water and sails gracefully across the river to the other side. Inside the hut, I anxiously walk in circles until my head starts to hurt and I begin to feel dizzy. The waning moonlight is faint, and the flickering candlelight irritates me. I've been listening to the silence of the courtyard since sundown. Mrs. Song left after washing the utensils. There are no masters or servants in this village, so she only comes to help when she is free. It's getting late now, and yet there was no sign of Ji Guang. Something is not quite right. You don't say. That sound! Could it be Xiao Zhang? Ouch. I quickly take out the key only to find that there is no lock on the door, and an ominous red glow can be seen coming through a large crack in it. Looking through the crack, I see the dagger swaying right above Xiao Zhang's chest. The tip of its blade seems to be lowering bit by bit. Were they trying to lure Ji Guang out just now by the river bank? No, there is no time to waste. I cannot let that blade hurt Xiao Zhang. Ah, shit. A peal of eerie laughter resounds throughout the hut. The gems on the carved animal hilt of the dagger look alive and like real eyes. They seem to roll as they look right at me. How happy can you be with that virtual life of yours? You might just as well just die. It's you again. You can't even save yourself. How can you save others? What anime is this from? Get lost. Because of your betrayal, your nation will crumble and families will be torn apart. Oh shit. What? The red light coming from the room is getting more and more intense. The gems that are like ice melt under the red light and drip down the dagger like blood. The blood-like liquid drips onto Xiaojiang's body and turns into flames. The beautiful mage, the sacred dagger, and the hut, everything is going up in flames. Oh no. Huh? The chilly night wind makes me shiver as I stare at the hut in front of me. Its doors are locked and nothing seems out of place. I slap myself. I seem to be awake. Was that just a dream just now? Worried, I take the keys hanging at my hip and go into the hut to see Xiaojiang. Wah! Oh no. The dagger that is pointing at her chest suddenly burst into flames. Dun 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 dun. Xiaojiang and the dagger start to shake. Xiaojiang struggles while dangling in mid-air and then falls to the floor with a loud thud. Her body is now tangled up in the strings, like a wooden puppet, and it twists her in the most unnatural ways. The strings cut into her soft white flesh, making her bleed. She whimpers as she struggles. No way! If this continues, Xiaojiang will die. Xiaojiang, I'm coming! Don't move! Trying to endure the pain from the sacred seal, I start to pull on the intertwining silver strings with my bare hands. Every one of them cuts deep into my palms, like a knife, until my hands are in shards. I need to cut the strings. I watch the dagger hanging in front of me as it starts to quiver and emit a cold light. If you are really a sacred artifact that is meant to protect her, then let me use you to save her. Ouch, yeah. I must save her before I collapse from the pain. Hiya! Oof. What is this? Am I in hell? Where am I? Is this a bad ending? Ah, shit! Okay, so this is as far as we're going because there was a request at the start of the game that we do not go further than this. I'm trying to look at this. Alright, so this is... No! Stop! How do I get out of here? No! In any case, we're stopping the stream here. I'm gonna look and see how I can get the get to save. And I'm gonna look up if the situation has changed at all about the request that we only stream it up to here. It's been quite many hours already, so yeah, it's also good for my voice to stop now. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. It was so nice to stream this. Yes, thank you. And we're gonna see about streaming other games or maybe more of this one at some point. Yes. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat some pizza now. Thank you and bye.